Okay, there we go.
Stream do this.
Streamlabs was at that point where it was like loading, and it's like it doesn't take this long. Okay,
no, you.
Yeah, it's like it would be one more thing. Okay, hi everyone, we are live, and it is time again for us to actually play a vampire game. Woo! So we are going to just get our late Twitter notifications out so that everybody can see that we are on, and they definitely want to come and watch a vampire game because we're great.
Oh, this stream is for mature audiences. I can't watch it.
This stream is definitely for mature audiences. If my players are not mature, please see your way out. Oh no, everyone's gone.
None of us are mature.
Oh no, I left.
We are the most immature people.
Oh no, I left. No, this game does pretty well. I've dealt with far less mature people, and it's not a fun time.
My friend told me today, she goes, Casey, I'm convinced you are an 80-year-old trapped in a 21-year-old's body.
Oh.
And I was just like, what? And she was just like, I was like, what made you think that? She was just, I was just thinking about all the things that you do and say that like an 80-year-old person would do. And I was just like, oh, okay, like what? And she was like, well, first you use the news app. Second, you use Facebook. Third, you say Yahoo and call rolls buns. And I was just like, I mean,
wait,
I guess.
Is the Facebook not cool anymore?
I mean, like it's
don't like Facebook for what it is.
I use it like my I use it like kids use Tumblr these days. I just repost a bunch of shit.
I assume that's way different than kids used to use Tumblr.
No, they
People
also
just reshare
repost a bunch of shit.
I remember what people used to use Tumblr for.
It used to be a whole other thing.
It used to be a whole other thing, and now that's Twitter.
Yeah.
Hey, Ark said he's just they just got home and are heading home.
Hooray! I can fix the cameras. I can fix the cameras for a fourth time.
I have a lot of practice though.
No, it's fine. I'm glad.
I'm glad.
I'm glad. So glad.
Wait, I guess while I gotta find my notebook.
Yeah.
Per usual.
So I guess we'll just stall for a couple minutes until he can get in here.
No, let's give the recap before he gets back, and then he'll have no idea what we're doing.
Well, you'll give the recap, and then we'll have to give the recap.
No, that's the beauty of it. We don't get the recap. So.
Oh, don't even tell him what's been going on. I mean, technically, they haven't been there the whole time, so they wouldn't even know. Oh, Shay, you evil woman. Go ahead and do the recap. I
don't even know what's going on anymore.
It's been, what, 4 weeks? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I could if I could find my notebook.
I think it's only been 3, but point remains.
Retweet.
This is me all the time.
4 names. I have a hangout place.
Right. We were we should wait for him.
Okay. All right. You had it started, so.
You're right. I had it started. I should finish. We were tasked by Callista Sire's business partner to reacquire certain mortal assets that are being used for
mortal what?
Yeah, gotta get those mortal ass.
Mortal assets. Look, I'm getting used to having fangs again.
Listen, it's fine. Lucian almost had that accomplished, but Antonio ruined it.
That is true.
Hey, I tried to salvage it.
I'll just go home to Maxwell.
I do like that you did try to you tried to salvage it, but it was like how do I put it out? Oh, here's some gasoline. Let me pour it on the fire.
Yeah, I tried to salvage it in a way that a person with 1 charisma would.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Anyway,
Checks out.
Yes, that did happen. In our search for these people who are being used as kilns to create some alchemy. There is a reward for returning them and keeping it quiet. But it's also our job to ensure that the Masquerade is not breached. With some searching around, we we managed to figure out that they were taken by traffickers, and we are inbound to intercept said traffickers. And get them.
Your kidnappers steal our kidnapped people.
Kidnappers steal our
Basically, yeah.
kidnapper people. Alright, since I realize Art saying that he's on his way home probably doesn't mean that he's walking through the door, I'm going to just get us started because we're already live.
I'm looking for my notebook.
Oh,
But we
okay.
can start.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we already got the recap, so you can just quickly get caught up on the notes.
I don't know how quickly it'll be.
Well, it's fine.
It's okay.
You can
No,
still
I'm
hear
cool
us,
with
though,
it.
yeah?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So the last time we left off, you all had retired back to the Haven. Now, since it's been a while, I didn't watch the last episode to get caught up here myself. It is still the same night, or do you all want to hit it fresh a new day?
I believe that we agreed on going the same night.
Okay. I just
Just
wanted
to be safe.
Yeah, I just want to put that option out there so that there's no like, oh, we don't have anything while we're going in, because that happens a lot. But
I mean, does anybody else have any other opinion about that or no?
Callista doesn't
I
want to go in
think-
because she's not a fighty person, but she definitely agrees that if we wait, it could be more difficult to catch up with them.
Yep.
I think we kind of
I
had.
thought exactly.
I think we kind of had a conversation about it last time because I think we ended with because Viper wanted to wait, but then Callista was like the life of a child depends on this, and then he's like, okay, I'll go now then.
I'm learning so much about my coterie.
Okay, so the decision is to head right in.
Yep.
All right. So,
I've searched everywhere. Sorry, I'll mute myself. I figured it out.
so you all have decided that you're going to make the preparations and go find this place now. Antonio, you have the address. It's just it's a warehouse not far from where you are in Tempe. You'd have to go over the river, and there's a lot of industrial stuff on that side. So it wouldn't be hard to find. It wouldn't be hard to get in. It's just a matter of the how and where you all wanted to start your infiltration. So why don't we jump back in and do that
Real
plan?
quick, Google Maps Street View. Like, what does this building look like?
Google Maps Street View. I'm gonna just use the old warehouse I used to work at because that's what I can immediately picture in the top of my head. So you would see that it's from the street view, it's a two-way street, and there are just rows of different warehouses here. None of the buildings go beyond like 2 stories, but they are large walled-off complexes. The walls themselves probably go about 8 feet high. They would have barbed wire over the particular address that you're looking at. Barbed wire fences, and then there's just like an automatic wrought iron gate that, wheels from one side to the other. And it's currently closed and in place. And then it looks like you can see through the gate because of the way the street view angles, conveniently for the sake of the narration and being able to divest some real information to you guys. You can see through the gates that it has its own little road that keeps going, and in the current street view there were only a handful of cars on the left side that filled up a parking lot, and the actual building itself would have been on the right, and it would be a large square-shaped warehouse that looks like it has 3 sets of rolling doors on it with little ramps, and all the way in the back it looks like there's a man door that goes up a set of stairs.
Just a quick update. I decided to stop looking and just grab another notebook for now. So
Temporary.
Viper has a little bit of amnesia right now.
Oh no.
he woke up on the. It's been a long night. That's what it's been. It's been a long morning. He's just not himself.
Okay.
I guess quick recap. What were the important parts of the warehouse? I know that there was a road.
Convey what you found to them because I'm lazy.
Never mind.
Fence with a gate.
Okay. So there's a fence with barbed wire on the outside. There are 4 rolling doors, and then ramps. I forget how big you said it was exactly.
Not taller than like 2 stories, just like a basic.
You said 8-foot walls. I know that.
Yeah, 8. There are 8. It's an 8-foot perimeter wall with the barbed wire, and then a wrought
Oh,
iron,
that was the wall. Okay.
and then a wrought iron rolling gate. The building itself is from the street view, and you could even Google Maps it itself. Shoot, I just clicked the wrong button. It's a standard warehouse, whatever size a standard warehouse would be. It looks like it's supposed to be used for storing. I'll just go ahead and go off of what I know for storing furniture. How big can warehouses
break
be?
any tables. I look at Viper.
Yeah, break all the tables. How big are warehouses? 16,000 square feet. That sounds really big. That sounds way too big.
It's a
How
good
many
size.
How many not roads?
Hi, outro.
Roads.
This he was watching from a street view, so it is situated directly on a road.
Okay. Are there any back roads?
No. The way you can't see it from here, but he would have Google Maps up. Basically, these warehouses, it's a whole row of warehouses down this street, and it's easy to see using Google Maps that on the other side of the perimeter fence in the opposite direction. So like you're here on this side is another set of warehouses. They just stack all the industrial warehouses against each other in a block formation.
Looking at the Google Maps, can I try and, at least from how the picture is then, obviously, I assume it's during the day and stuff like that, just like see if I can see any, sorry, I'm finishing writing warehouses. See if I can see any, kind of, I guess, more hidden, windows or something that seems like it's less. Obviously, it wouldn't be from how it is now, but just from my own, I guess, judgment, seems like it might be less used. Obviously, I'm not looking at the picture and saying, "Oh, which place looks like it has more footsteps," but which one seems more hidden, more might be a back entrance or something that shady people would enter in and out of.
You wouldn't really see that here with just a Google Street View. But this is what Antonio has dug up is their building. They don't need to hide their coming and going.
Cool. Sounds good. I guess that's kind of what I wanted to know too. Is it their building or is it
Yeah, this is their building. This is where all their shady operations come and go.
Are there any is there any signs or imagery on the building? Are there?
Not that you would see from the street view.
Okie dokie. So it just looks like a normal warehouse. It's not furniture warehouse on the top.
Yeah, nothing's emblazoned on it. It looks like it's just a warehouse.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Send in my son because nobody would harm anything this adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Go tell me what's in the warehouse.
They turned him into a child vampire.
Alright, bud. Find it. Say night-night.
Good night, buddy.
Night.
Night.
No one suspects the child vampire.
This is on.
That's how the bet
Okay.
worked.
It's done.
Interview with the vampire all over again.
Oh gosh.
Pretty much.
So,
That's how I defeat Lucian. I just send an army of children vampires at him.
yeah.
I actually had a really effed up Sabetia one time that would go around and just embrace babies and throw them into a pit, and like had a whole thing about like if he ever died and was murdered, this thing would just unlock automatically if he didn't like hit a button every now and then and invade the city with a bunch of embraced babies.
It only reminds me of the scene of What We Do in the Shadows, where they have to go to the Vampire Council, and they have the guy
Yes.
who played Drax the Destroyer. He's like, "Who turns a baby into a vampire? If I find him, I'm going to rip his head off." And it's the guy
Yep.
standing next to him.
Right next to him. Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Um,
Okay. So next I will head to the armory and start locking and loading.
I
Hearing Callista behind me, I totally like throw a pistol at her.
I'm gonna need a roll.
I throw the
Me?
pistol at her. Okay.
Yeah, not from you for her to catch it.
Oh, well, that's less fun. Okay.
Alright.
No, I want to see her desk pop.
mm,
So
Give me 1 sec, because I didn't open up a thing for myself.
athletics, dexterity.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Antonio, I just
as
need...
well as it could be expected.
Yeah, it went about as well as I expected. Antonio, I just need one thing from you.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll me just a firearms roll.
Okay.
Don't put anything with it.
Oh god. Did you have the safety on?
Basically,
I
that's...
definitely had the safety on. but
Yes,
yeah.
but I'm testing if it misfires from her dropping it.
So I can't roll it like that, so I'm just gonna have to roll 3.
Yeah, you can just roll 3d10.
Oh, 6 dice.
Okay.
All successes.
It doesn't go off. That's all I needed.
Cool.
If it failed, it would have just shot a bullet somewhere. That's
Mhm.
all.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
That's kind of what I was going for, one way or the other. Either she actually caught it, which would be funny, because I knew she would fumble it,
Mhm.
or it falls on the ground and goes off and she freaks out.
Yep. And so you toss this gun and she freaks out and she tries to catch it. And it's like, it's the hot potato moment because you're still vampires and you're still very dexterous. And so it hot potatoes once, twice, a third time, and then she drops it and she visibly flinches. And Antonio just kind of looks down at it as it hits the ground, knowing full well that the safety was on. And it probably wasn't even loaded at this point to make it even funnier. And so he just kind of grins, walks down, picks it back up.
Picks it up and then hands you the clip.
Oh, okay. Right, cool. Is
The little button right there, you have to push that before you shoot me.
okay.
Also, try to shoot in the direction we're shooting at, and
Uh-huh.
don't shoot me.
Okay.
I can't die, but it still really hurts.
Yeah, it still stings. Does anybody else need anything while I'm in here?
You guys are probably in full expectation to get into the shit, so you might
Oh,
want
for
to
sure.
Yeah.
take the appropriate gearing up.
Fine.
I'll definitely wear some of that Kevlar you
Mm-hmm.
had.
I'll also grab bolt cutters for the fence.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, I'll take, I don't know, pistol, something that shoots things.
I'm also gonna grab a car jack, funnily enough.
Okay, I like it.
And my friend.
the only thing I would need is a
And a
plan.
career bird.
No, a plan.
The only thing you need is a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Shh,
What are you
plan.
doing?
This is plan.
Plans are so useless.
So,
They are not useless.
unfortunately, we don't have enough information to make a true plan. We have no eyes on the inside, as it were, so we would have to get the information on the go.
Well,
Unfortunately, our resident hacker is not here to turn off our Wi-Fi.
once
Just
we
general.
sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say just a general plan.
Well,
Just going in and being stealthy.
That is the general plan. Take them out
Yeah.
as we go, kind of thing.
and I can since it's night out, I should be able to hopefully maybe provide a little bit of fog.
I'm just gonna go
Travis.
invisible. I don't want anyone to see me.
Oh, that's better than my fog. I can't go invisible.
Well, I will pretend to be invisible.
While you're
You do
pretending to be invisible, I will create a fog for you. If I can, I'll do my best.
All right. So we hop in the truck. I leave Olivia a note, and also shoot her a message.
I'm back.
I was gonna say you just shoot her. That's metal.
Where
She's
are
gonna
you?
be late.
You give the gun a practice shot and you hear, ah, shit!
Well, it's your fault for being obfuscated. No,
What did I miss?
so I'm leaving a note for Olivia, at the Haven, and also shooting it to like an email.
Okay, were you
So
trying
that
to
way-
say something?
Oh, I just didn't know what I missed.
Oh, they're
That's why I was
they're making your plan.
reiterating.
Okay. Well, because my mom called me and I was like, seriously? So I had to answer it real fast, and then now I'm back.
And I also say basically like this is the address of the building. If you can like hack this bad boy up and give us some information on the go, that would be helpful. So if they get it while we're there,
Yeah.
they can help out.
Otherwise, look for the fog and the broken fence.
Also, I want to point out that while this book is a complete clusterfuck, its combat rules are really well organized, and there's also rules for having rap battles in here.
Are you
Right.
serious? I didn't even
Yeah.
know that.
On page 304.
I haven't like A to beat it or anything, so I have to see this now. That's fantastic.
on page 304, it has
304.
It has the advanced conflicts for social combat, and one of the examples it lists for the social conflict pool is a rap battle 21st century or a duel of posy 17th century. It uses wits plus performance.
That is amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, so guys, I'm sorry, but there's going to be at least one
We're
rap battle.
making a diss track.
Yeah,
It's on.
somebody made themselves a musician, so we're gonna have it. It's gonna be a Toreador rap battle.
It's all about Mom's spaghetti.
You know?
I'm ready to drop bombs. All right. So I guess we're all gonna go in one car. Does that sound right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Do you want me to go in first and scope the land? Scope the area?
I mean, if you can get in and be stealthy, that would be helpful.
I can turn into a snake.
I am more of the hammer than the scout.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're gonna do is, as we pull up, I'm gonna kind of keep the truck like probably like a block down to make it like not super noticeable that we're pulling up to this abandoned warehouse. Are there cameras on the outside of this place? Like now that we're here looking.
Now that you're there, give me a wits awareness, and I'll just give you the general scoping the place out.
Can I join in?
Mm-hmm. You're all there.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Why am I even gonna try? I have no wits.
Oh.
I have no awareness.
me.
Oh, look at you.
I got one.
You did. You did. Does anybody want a reroll?
I don't have any wits.
Unless this would also count as me scouting, but you said this is a general lay of the land, right?
Well, it was to get a look around, but Antonio was looking specifically for cameras. So, first and foremost, Antonio, since you posed the question, there are rudimentary security set up here. Cameras on the corners of the buildings, camera in front of the manned door. But it doesn't look like there's any perimeter cameras on like the outer walls. Mostly because in your research you saw that, you know, the gang uses this warehouse as a front during the daylight operations. So they're not really trying to make it look like people shouldn't be here. But they do all their nefarious stuff at night. And so there's no need for the outer cameras, because if people think there's something shady going on, then they're going to look into it. If it looks normal, then they're going to leave it alone.
So we snippy the fence and make our way in. Once we pull up to the roll doors, I'm going to put the crowbar underneath very, very gently and jibby it up enough to be able to get the car jack in there, and then jack it up just enough so that we can get Viper in.
That's what the plan was. All right. So you all took that time to scope out the area, and sure enough, you didn't see anybody else patrolling or around. It looks like there are, in fact, people there, because you were able to follow that van bringing people there. You don't have an idea of how many are inside, but in order to get closer, I'm going to need from everybody stealth rolls, stealth dexterity, or if you're going
Obfuscate.
or if you're going to use powers, that will be just fine. But if you need rouse checks, I will need those from you in place.
Yeah. Oof.
Callista gets hungry.
Obfuscated before.
Dang, Antonio.
I am using.
That's right. That's how I roll.
I just gotta read this real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you so quiet?
Dang, you're so close to the criticals, man.
So Callista's gonna take out
Okay.
oh, that's Viper.
That's Viper doing Silence of Death.
Where's mine? Here we go.
Alright.
Trying to decide.
I imagine Callista takes out like one of those like electronic cigarettes that creates the vapor, and she's going to be using that.
Oh, that's cool.
So she'll take a drag and then like exhale, and then she's going to create haze that obscures everyone. Now you have to make a second rouse check to extend it to cover the rest of us, which sucks.
Okay, so
I get super hungry.
you get super
It's
hungry.
what stealth?
is
Sorry.
Okay, what were you asking?
What's the roll? Something stealth?
Stealth plus dexterity.
Okay, sorry.
So this mist-like vapor surrounds the alchemist, masking their features and obscuring their silhouette. And so I would have to make a note of ranged weapons suffer a 2 dice penalty. You can extend the cloud to encompass a group of up to 5 people by making another rouse check. And the duration is 1 scene or until you choose to end it. And in
that's pretty
case,
good.
yeah, and you know, I know we've talked about it before, but scenes have an ambiguous duration. It's basically
That's why it's so good.
Yep, it's basically my discretion for when a scene ends, and so for the context of this, the scene really isn't ending until something new and dramatic happens, or if you leave the area. So usually when a scene ends, I'll be sure to let you know. What is your hunger at right now, Callista?
3.
Oh, that's it? Psh, you're fine. You're not gonna do anything really terrible until you hit 4.
And I'm doing unseen passage.
Alrighty. So Lucian vanishes. Let me double check what Silence of Death did, because there was a lot of posting rolling it up. No roll is required for the scene. So you become
Quiet.
really quiet. With other obfuscate powers, this only works on people within earshot and does not fool microphones or other electronics. Good to know. Unlike obfuscate in general, this power works only on the sense of hearing. In exchange, operates more robustly. Vampire needs to make a whole lot of noise to break this silence. Nice. I'm glad that that's in the description. It's like, you just gotta be fucking loud. These are silences. Their footsteps, clothing, minor collisions, and other sounds of a person. This makes the vampire undetectable, an observer. Alright, so what? Does it give you any benefits other than just having silent step, basically?
I don't think so.
Okay. Cool.
No,
Generally, the way we worked at Ring is it's kind of DM's discretion if you want to give a bonus to stealth because you're completely silent.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. And
you know,
I might just do that. Kay, go ahead and roll me 2 more dice. Because I was like, I could give the person a penalty to their observation, but then I would have to do math for them versus, everybody else. So there.
Wait, is it 6?
10.
D6s? Sorry. Okay, sorry. I was on math mindset for a second.
Yeah. I was like, that would be right, but so 1 more success. Cool. So there's 4 success. Lucian is completely invisible. Callista had. Did you roll? No, now you rolled.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 successes is still good. Antonio blew it out of the water. All right. So you guys are silent, and you are unheard, and you are unseen. Yeah, silent and deadly because this fog rolls in under. I think for the sake of this, the way it looks is you all move up very quickly, very quietly. The mist is helping to obscure, whereas Lucian is just up ahead, completely unseen, and Viper is trailing behind, keeping an eye out. Antonio, you crowbar, crank it up just a little bit, quietly, carefully. Then you get the car jack under it, and you start to get it up, and there is a little bit of noise because you can't stop a metal screen door like the big.
I knew it wasn't going to be like 100% quiet. Yeah, I'm just kind of doing my best.
But it's not loud. It makes noise, but it's very soft. It's very subtle. It is. You get it high enough that people can roll under and get through. And you drop it. Are you going to put it back down, or are you going to leave it there?
So I'm going to put it back down because I don't want to just leave it open like that.
Gotcha. I didn't want to assume, so I just wanted to make sure. Mm-hmm. So you roll it back down, and you tuck the tire jack away, and I'm going to just do a quick roll.
If shit blows up, we could always just you could rip this thing open.
Yeah, I was like, you can find other ways out. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't there to account for people trying to be observant against it. Let me go back to the NPC page, and I'm just going to make a general roll to see if a group of them hear it. I thought the NPCs were right there, but I guess not. I'm just going to do a 4 dice pool and call it a day. I'm not going to GM roll that so you guys can actually see it. It's 2 successes, so it does not beat your actual rolls, Antonio. So they're none the wiser. You see, as soon as you guys roll through and get in, the warehouse itself is largely made of concrete. The floors are concrete. There are large stacked aisle rows that are packed with furniture and other wrapped objects that fill in much of the gaps of these tall stacked rows. They go up 3 or 4 stacks, and to your immediate left there is an office with its own door and a couple of glass windows, but it's all pitch black. It doesn't look like anybody's in there, but you can see towards the back from your position, if you just, kept moving forward, you'd reach the opposite side of the warehouse. You can see that there are lights coming from that side, and it's heavily obscured by the rows of the aisle rows that have all this stuff in it. Light is shining through them, but it's largely obscured through the weird Tetris assembly of the way people stack furniture and stuff in these spaces. You can hear sounds of people talking on that side, but there are immediately, you guys could, go left and be out in the open, or you guys could filter in through the aisle rows and try and maintain a bit of stealth that way.
So first things first, I'm gonna flip to infrared and see if there are any footprints around us. Like, do people frequent this side of the warehouse?
Leave me another. Let's see here.
Can you do technology awareness?
No, you can't come. Can you combine the two? I don't think you can combine the two.
I'm not sure.
I mean, technically you can, but usually you would do something like tech and then wits or tech intelligence.
I think it would be wits, yeah. Tech wits for me.
Question afterwards.
Okay. You can ask it now while he rolls.
Well, he just rolled, so I'll wait.
But you can still ask me.
Yeah,
That way I
Okay.
can line your questions
so
up.
I have the Eyes of the Beast. Can I see anything in the office?
Does no cost, no roll. as
Yeah, you just
long
turn
as
it on.
desired. Yeah, you just
I
turn
always,
it on.
Like,
I always
like-
have it on.
Yeah, you just
That's
have it on.
yeah.
Okay, so I will answer Antonio and then I will answer Viper. So Antonio, you don't see any residual heat. Nobody's patrolled through this side recently. It would definitely pick up any lingering heat because of the cold concrete, but it doesn't look like anybody's come this way recently. As far as Viper goes, you were looking into the office just to see anything?
Yeah, just to see if there's anything of interest.
No,
Like, are
it looks like just an ordinary office where the people who aren't working on the warehouse floor can go and handle their business. But you see that there is like a front desk counter and then a couple of cubicle cubbies in the back, and it has windows that look out into the
Okay.
warehouse itself.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna write office isn't important.
Yep.
Next thing, does anyone see any cameras?
Do I see any cameras?
I'll go off your guys' older wits awareness. It's not super necessary. On the inside here, still with your stealths and stuff in place, you do see that there is a camera that is situated to be watching the man door and the office door, because they're more or less connected to each other. Man door's here, that leads outside. Office door would be here, that leads into the office. So the camera is up in the corner where the two walls intersect, and it's facing in a way that it has a view of both of those doors.
And so, like, if we move forward, there's nothing that's gonna like pick us up while we're moving towards the people.
No, you have a pretty good feeling that you would be all right with your abilities and stealth, because even Callista's haze is obscuring a lot of that.
Right.
But no, there's no cameras in your immediate line of sight. I'm gonna say with your Splinter Cell goggles too, you would be able to see, the little camera sweep trail, and so you can see that you're pretty good where you are.
So yeah, we'll start moving towards the voices, and as we get closer, I'm going to look for like any indication of like people sitting in chairs or like people in a classic prisoner kind of situation where they're like tied up or something. Through the thermal.
Does do you start heading down into the open area, or are we trying to maintain stealth through the aisles?
Maintain stealth through the aisle. is my plan. Moving towards the where we're hearing the voices.
Is everybody else heading that way too?
Yes,
Yep.
I do think Viper would stay with the group, but not at the same time. Like, he'd kind of veer off into one of the aisles just to, like, you know, spread out a little bit.
Mhm.
Since you and Lucian have like spiffy powers, I fully expect you two to do whatever you're gonna do, and like if we get into a fight, just jump people.
Yeah.
I do keep Shay as close as I can because
Okay.
I know she's squishy.
Also, thank you, Lunar Werewolf.
Thank you for the follow. So, Lucian, do you break off and go a different side?
A little bit.
Okay.
Not.
Staying relatively close, but
Yeah.
down the next aisle adjacent, opposite of Viper. I like it. I can dig it.
Yeah.
So you guys are making your way slowly, stealthily, quietly, smokily. Is your smoke still going?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you had a thing. Sorry.
Yes, I wanted to, as I'm going, look for, and I don't know what specifically, like, as a player I'd be looking for, but look for any signs of, like, kindred. Like, I don't know if it's like, oh, like in, like, terms of listening, if I hear anything that's familiar, or if, like, I see, like, something that looks like a really strong person, like, I don't know, drop something and it crack the ground. I don't know, something that just doesn't seem human.
Okay,
So
so
the-
you're being observant for something inhuman. Got it.
Yeah.
There are specific things that can help you with that, but if you're just
Our
keeping
perception
Oh, yeah, no, I don't
is
have
the
those.
norm.
This is just me using my everyday eyes. Well, plus my eyes of the beast, but
So what I'm going to be looking for is like colder bodies, right?
Okay. So, the four of you make your way down, spread out a little bit, quietly, stealthily, hazily, as the smoke is being maintained for Callista and Antonio. As you all approach, you kind of hunker down and watch, and you can see that there are a pair of floodlights that has been giving off this illumination. They're faced away from the aisle rows so that the light is shining onto the opposite wall in a separate set of roller doors. But on these roller doors, there are two sets of roller doors where these floodlights are shining. Two per person, or two doors with two people hanging from each one, and you're able to see that your quarry is being suspended up against these doors, chained at the wrists and being held up. They're about a foot or two off the ground so their feet don't touch. But it looks like the gangsters, there's probably 6 in total, that are just kind of milling about. They look armed. They don't have... they have... trying to... You can tell my gun knowledge is very limited, but they have like small... Whoop, camera's messed up.
That's because
yeah, Ark's here.
Because Ark has
Yeah,
infiltrated.
I just got
We
it.
got
Yeah, I
an
didn't
arc.
want to.
I didn't want to
wanna-
interrupt.
No, you're good. It
Yeah.
feels like we've been going
Yeah, I
longer
was
too.
waiting
I
for
can't
you to
even
get to
put us on
natural
a
stopping
break to
point.
fix it. No, okay. I just noticed the cameras got wonky, but I'll fix that in a minute. But they are holding small arms. I'll just say that to make it easier. Small arms. Antonio, clearly being a fully trained special forces, mercenary, spec ops, super killer commando, knows exactly what kind of deadly dangerous guns these would be that these gangsters had illicitly acquired, and how much damage they could do to a living person if they were able to, unload on them. Most of them are only carrying pistols, but 2 who are kind of walking in a lazy half-circle perimeter around where they've bound up these college students They're holding closer to like little submachine guns. But no, strike that. Shotguns, because that'll be easier. Well, if they were little submachine guns, the chance of Callista dying would go up significantly higher.
That is true. Shotguns hurt us a lot more, though.
Shotguns hurt a lot more, but the chances of killing one of you goes down.
Depending on where you are.
Yeah, and so I want it to be dangerous but not deadly. Yes, Kay.
Yeah.
A clarification. There are 2 doors, but there are all 4 people there, or is it 2 doors with 1 person on each door?
There are sets of rolly doors on that wall. 2 in particular are important because each set of rolly doors has 2 people hanging from them.
Okay, cool.
And how many guards are there altogether?
6.
And they're all like within this central area?
They're all more or less milling about in this area, keeping an eye on these folks.
Is this like, hey, we can like pick 1 or 2 off, or is it going to be like, as soon as we hit 1, they're all going to know?
I like the stealth roll that you guys made, and narratively it sounds like it would be a lot cooler if there's like the one who is scooted back a little bit further from everyone else. So he would be an easy grab for you.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tie my rope around my knife and throw it at him to yank him back, because I'm going to use him as a shield so that I can shoot at the rest of them.
Okay. Are you like full on scorpion throwing?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. So without yelling, get over here.
I'm full of yelling, get over here.
Okay. So
I'm ducking down.
It sounds to me like that's not going to be stealthy. So just so everybody,
as soon as I do this, like I said, like if he's already going to be down, basically that's all I wanted. I wanted to be able to pick 1 off, and I'm going to have some cover now. So I'm going to fire as soon as I get him, basically anyway. So
all
like
right.
the cover would have been blown at that point. So
yeah. So just so everybody is aware that yes, that will blow the cover, and it'll put us into the.
Oh, I'm not anywhere near.
Yeah,
cover
I
for
was
me,
gonna
to
say.
be fair. We have 2 other people who are, one's completely invisible, the other one's like a snake. So,
But,
and the other
Well,
one's
I'm
not
not
here.
a snake yet.
yeah, but I just want everybody to know and be aware that once this happens, it's the no going back point, and it puts us into combat. So just I'm gonna have Antonio make this roll, and then we'll go over how the quick and dirty combat goes, because they simplified.
It's our first combat.
Yeah, it's the first combat, and they've simplified a lot of the rules. Yada yada, blah blah blah. Let me get Cadence's camera fixed, and then
So now sorry.
Go ahead. I'm working on
I was
cameras.
gonna say, now that Ark is here, did we want to see if we could do stuff about the? I mean, it doesn't really. I guess we would have gotten it on the way there, and since we're about to go into combat, I guess it doesn't really make much sense. So never mind.
Yeah, it's past that point at this point.
So we just assume Olivia's been with us this whole time,
We just assume Olivia's been with you this whole time,
hiding in the shadows.
hiding in the shadows. They were just
She's
like,
quite
you
literally
didn't hear.
invisible.
They were like, you didn't hear any of the cool insight I had been giving about this stuff the whole time.
So Ark.
Sorry, I was on mute the whole time.
Yeah.
This is in real life. Hush.
For how much are you aware of Ark? Because you did.
I know that we're hunting down the people from. I forgot the name of the club. And apparently they're gangsters. That's about my gist.
There's so we were given the task of recovering mortals who are being used as kilns for alchemy, and we found them, but there are human traffickers who also found them. So we're basically kidnapping them from. We're kidnapping them from kidnappers.
Kidnapping them from kidnappers.
And
I mean, either way, they're probably going somewhere horrible.
yeah,
And these people are just plain humans, right?
Well, that is a thought.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna look for too.
Mhm.
I don't know how though, because I don't have anything. But
I
never
mean,
mind.
at this point, it's just gonna be we hope and see because Antonio's already thrown the knife.
Yep, that is the thing. So
Fine.
one roll conflicts. Result is exchange basic rules. I just saw this. I want to see if this is going to make what you're doing a little easier. Both parties are equally matched. The goal is significant difficulty. Oh, that's interesting. So we can use the one roll conflict to like resolve a standoff, which I don't think is what we're going into. Could be fun though.
So I'm gonna rouse so I can activate feral weapons.
Well, I gotta do. Oh no, it's fine. Go ahead, Antonio. You have a surprise attack. So what we want to do to what it's saying here is you need some sort of roll, such as dexterity plus stealth versus their wits plus awareness, and you can have a +2 because of the mist. Actually, not because of the mist, but because he has his back to you. He is not really aware. The first attack with successful surprise should generally be made against a static difficulty, allowing for devastating strikes. Ooh.
Does that meet the static difficulty?
That is to go unopposed, or to get the surprise. So go ahead and make a weapon attack with your knife now. And it gives me a static number as the difficulty for your dice. Basically, it says it's a static 1 because he's caught unaware. So basically, you just need to not fail in order to.
What was the athletics and
to get the drop on them?
So what did you want me to make here?
Your melee weapon.
Like melee?
Attack. Yeah.
Melee dexterity? Okay.
Dexterity or strength, whichever you feel is more
Dex.
appropriate. You are throwing it, so dex would be. Although thrown weapons can also be used by strength. Thanks, 5th edition. 4 successes. I would definitely say that that's more than successful. They are mortal, and they are not really going to have much in the way of being able to hold off on that. So you... Oh, here we go. Thrown weapons. Dexterity plus athletics. Huh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, see, that's why I rolled that.
No, you're good. It didn't really change anything, so 5 successes versus 4, you still fucking kill this guy. Yeah, based on the margin of success, so you would have done 4 on it. It's fine. Yeah, so this knife goes clean through the guy and out the other end because you're a superhuman vampire, and with it attached to a thing that you pull him back. You pull this guy off of the chair as you yank him back, and he lets out a "guh" sound, but he doesn't have any time to alert anybody else outside of the noise. And I'm going to just roll something real quick. Okay. 1, they don't notice the guy glurking, but you yank him back and have a body. So is everybody else going to get the drop on these people?
Can I drink from a dead guy?
Yes.
Not from a dead guy.
Okay. Alright,
Oh,
guess
again.
we're doing this. I don't have anything...
So the way this works is I need to know, are you engaging in combat? This is the 3
Gotcha.
round. This is the 3 round and
Yes.
done combat.
Sure.
Viper and Antonio, I'm sure you're fully
Oh,
invested.
hell yes.
Okay.
By the
So-
way, after I said, get over here, I totally looked at it, Calista, and I'm like, I've always wanted to say that.
Oh, so he says get over here, and then they notice, and so now they're aware. Because you did say that. That's true. All right. Where are the 3 round combat?
So,
Callista's just like ducking down. She like looks up. She's like, "Congratulations."
Art, do you have the 3 round combat open? I got stuck on it on advanced.
I do not, but I can find it pretty quickly. Sorry, I just got home.
No, you're fine. I just thought it was right next to the other rules, and it's not.
Conflicts. This
We could have a rap battle.
You could have a rap battle.
We could have a rap battle.
Ark, we found out there are rules for rap battles, and it's just been the best thing. See, this would be where my Danny Sexbang Toreador would be great. Just have rap battles.
Advanced conflict is where you would find it, I think.
Shit, I was just in advanced and I didn't see it.
3-2.
I also wish they had a better index.
Yeah, I only see one role conflict. Oh, advanced combat physical, who goes first, surprise attacks, close combat.
Those are the more for the drawn out fight.
As the classical 3-act model engages drama
There we go.
stales if action drags too long. Is this the right one?
Yeah, that's the one, the 3-act one.
295.
295.
That's the.
Oh, so that's
page
above
number.
us.
On the PDF, it's 296.
296. There we go.
No,
3-2 done is what I was looking for.
There we go.
So basically, everything's going to happen in 3 turns, and it basically determines if you guys have more successes than they do, it resolves the conflict in 3 rounds.
That way we don't drag.
Yeah, and that way fights don't drag on forever like D&D conflict, where you're just trading blows and stuff. So what I'll do is we'll determine based on proximity. So if you're going to be at ranged, you'll go, and then melee, and then defense, I think is the way they have it. Or it's like you... Where was it? Mathis does it really good on Silence of Shadows, and he basically has it where it's like the person...
the action.
Yeah, the person who's caught in the conflict has a chance to react as well.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like if you want to be
There's-
ranged, you can go first.
There was a thing somewhere in the book too that said like if you can push yourself in an attack for 2 extra dice or something.
It's an all-out attack.
All-out
All-out
attack
attack?
and all-out defense.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see where it says the... Because this game doesn't operate on maps, so it's like I've got to figure out what the sequence of orders is. So a rule for concessions. Note the conclusion of conflict. Additional conflict options. Working directly in advance. Block. So you guys can block, you can maneuver, all-out attack, all-out defense, minor actions, movements and conflicts. You really don't need movement stuff. It's treated
I
as
feel like
minor
that's more
actions.
for like if one's side is running away and trying to escape.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'll just go ahead and do it this way. Is anybody engaging?
My plan is to keep them boxed in this one location so that they can't move specifically.
That's fine. Is anybody doing ranged combat?
I am.
No.
I will shoot this gun. I
All right,
guess,
hold on,
since
because I heard 3 people talk at once. Who is engaging in ranged combat?
Yo.
1, 2. I guess I can't see Kay's hand.
I'm not.
Okay, Lucian is not. Okay,
We're
Olivia
kind of melee
is.
attackers.
So no, Lucian and Olivia are melee. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yep.
Okay, so.
And I'm brawl.
These are humans. I
and
don't need
Viper.
to be in
And
melee.
Viper is going to brawl. All right, so
It's more
Oh,
fun that way.
sorry.
ranged people, go ahead and make me your firearms plus dexterity.
Callista goes click, and it's like, oh right, click, and turns the safety off and then fires. Dexterity. Here we go.
Oh, I'm so
Not a
rerolling.
critical. Oh.
That's a crit.
It's a bestial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's 4 dice.
So I got 4.
Oh,
Do I,
that's
do
sounds
I
kind of a
shoot
bit-
my hand?
no. Bestial means just the most brutal outcome. can
Means you like
happen.
savage the shit out of them.
Yeah, you headshot the guy in your first go.
And I'm just
Got
like,
shot, let them bleed
oh,
out.
fuck.
Have you
Oh,
understand-
Ark, that's so much better.
Huh?
Yeah, you don't
I just
you
remember Deadlands.
you don't give him a quick death. You are untrained. You don't know how to do it. You hold up the gun and fire, and it hits one of the guys just holding or sitting in a chair, kind of just like holding his gun in alert, and you shoot him in the gut, and he's going to die, but he's not going to die quickly, and he's not going to die painlessly, and so he falls over, and he's just kind of screaming as he's holding his guts. Antonio.
Deadlands all over, yeah.
And,
Yep.
yeah, that was what Ark said too, and I was like, "Oh, that's perfect for a bestial."
So this is Callista right here. I gotta find the thing. There you go. It's in the VtM chat. She finally got to shoot someone, and she's like, "Oh fuck the hell yes!" Blow some bitches up.
Yep.
Bitches love cannons.
That's right.
Antonio, you fire yours. You are shooting to kill, I assume.
Oh yeah, these
Yeah.
these are bad people. I'm not worried about these people.
Yep. You catch the guy, center mass. You pop off 2 because ammo is superfluous in this game. It's 2 to the chest, 1 to the head. He goes down without much fanfare, with the amount of successes you had. So that's our 2 ranged people. At this point, the guards are up on their feet. They're surprised with what's going on. They kind of grab their guns. They're like, "What the fuck?" And they start shooting back because
How many were there again?
there were
because
6, and now there's 3.
There were 6. I thought there
Now
were just
keep
4.
in mind that they are shooting at us at a -2 because of Callista's smoke,
Yep.
as well as we have cover behind the body.
That's true.
Also,
well, you have
I
cover.
Can't be seen.
You have
Yep.
cover. Antonio has cover, and Callista has her mist, which extends to both of you. So Antonio is going to have a lot more going for him.
I am wearing Kevlar.
You are wearing Kevlar, which doesn't keep you from being hit, but is going to reduce what you take. So I will roll. I'm just going to reduce this to 3 or 2. They're gangsters. They should know how to use guns. It'll be a 3. They do not hit Antonio. They start firing at Antonio, and Antonio gets the satisfying thumps of the bullets hitting their former friend.
I'm totally laughing at them like super loudly. by the way.
Yep. And then for Callista, 1 success.
2 successes.
2. 6 is a success.
I will attempt to duck down.
Yeah. You can may.
Yeah, she gets a dex dodge.
Yep. You do get a chance to roll against it.
Yeah.
3. And you believe the way that works is whoever has the higher is the winner.
Correct.
And so you duck.
Split goes to defender.
And so you duck it, you dodge it, you dip it, you dive it, and the mist certainly helps. And so the 2. Oh, sorry, there should be 3 because there's all 3 of them have guns. I'm gonna have another set fire at Antonio because he was the really dangerous one. Because he stabbed a guy and then shot another guy.
Come at me, bro.
Oh, that is a 10, but it's also 1. He has a success, so you can.
So 1 success, the mist should dissipate it anyway.
Does the 1s cancel in this?
So did they have 5 dice to begin with, or does it just cancel out?
They have 5 to begin with.
Okay.
Yeah, I was rolling with the penalty in mind
I see. Okay. Then I will.
because the minus is just subtracting from their pool.
I have a mechanical question now that I'm curious.
Okay.
How do critical failures work? Because that's the last die. The one. How do
Generally
critical-
depends on like
'Cause
what you're doing.
He doesn't
when you
have
critically fail.
he doesn't have a hunger pool, so it's not a critical failure.
Yeah, it's
just
different.
Okay.
all right. And so
It's not a best deal.
Yeah, he doesn't have that, so that mechanic doesn't apply to him. And I'm not gonna look up the Hunter Vigil rules to see what happens with mortal firing, because that'll take too long. Antonio, you see one of the bullets coming for you, and you just kind of twist the body so that it takes that shot as well, easily.
Oh no, his nose!
Yep, he got him. He's just riddled full of bullets. And then either one of the three of you in melee who wants to take the lead here can jump out. There's still 3 more.
So what Olivia would do is she would soaring leap and land in front of one of the guys with shotgun and bring down her silvered brass or steel knuckles onto him. Just appearing in the middle of nowhere after taking out one of them is her plan, at least.
Alrighty. So you're coming from invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Get him.
It's a fucking bat monster.
So brawl strength.
Yep. Strength plus brawl.
Any dice for having been invisible?
I think that would work on their dice pool instead.
Okay. That is 6. Can I describe it?
Yeah, let me have him try and block. He's not gonna have much in the way of that. Thanks. He is gonna get 2 dice to try and... Yeah, okay. Go ahead, you got it.
Alright, so Olivia soaring leaps from her position where next to everyone. Landing in front of this guy, she brings down the metal into this guy's head and just keeps going, bashing his face into a bloody pulp. And then stands up and starts grinning at whoever's nearby.
Yep. There is a very visible in Spanish, "Oh shit," from one of the guys, and he tries and turns towards Olivia, which is when the next person appears. Between Viper or...
I can go.
Okay.
I
Lucian
was
can have the
muted.
last one. For fun.
Yeah, I just kind of... I mean, I do something similar. I think I more... Because Viper's feral weapons comes in form of teeth, so his fangs get really long. So he'll probably just run up and just bite this guy's neck.
Okay.
Yep.
There is a specific rule for
That's
biting.
okay.
-2 dice.
Yeah, you have a -2 for trying to bite the person because they are actively trying not to get their neck bit.
Yeah.
But you can bite them and you would be able to drain them too, but that would take some
Yeah.
time. So go for it.
What is it? What is it? Something brawl? Or what?
Strength plus brawl. Because you're going to have to restrain them. And
Technically get +2, then -2, so.
that's fine. Balance it out. Get those rolls.
Roll my. Da-da-da-da-da.
They don't pay no tolls, then we don't get no rolls.
Oh, I mean, I'll reroll one.
Would you like to re-roll one?
Please. It's probably not going to turn out too well, but it's okay. Oh, there we go.
Alright.
We got
So,
3.
Ark, he can roll to defend against that one, right? Even with their penalty in there?
I think so.
Okay. They not very physical boys. He only got 2 dice, so he needs a critical to not be chomped. Nope.
Haha.
Alright, so yeah, the guy is promptly terrified of Olivia bashing his friend's skull in and then seeing the Nosferatu for what they are, and his words are, "What the fuck?" and then Viper comes out, fangs out, and bites down on them, restraining them. They're screaming as they're getting their fangs in. And then another one who had been holding a shotgun kind of tries to level it with shaky hands on Viper, and that's when Lucian appears.
Also, I just wanted to say that the fanged attacks always do physical, or I'm forgetting the names, not superficial. The big damage.
Aggravated?
Aggravated. They always do 2 aggravated damage.
Yep. These
Doesn't matter
are
what you roll.
mortals, so it's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I opened up with the bullets, because it's just easier and safer. So I was like, if they're just people, fuck it, I'm just gonna shoot them.
Yep. I'm largely just treating this as if the damage is, or if the successes are pretty astronomical, they're just dead. Keeping it simple.
I mean, they'll die on the lethal scale anyway, so
Yep.
it doesn't make sense. Aggravated is just overpowered. Like,
Callista's person is definitely going to die quickly.
Yeah.
Lucian, please, if you could.
Yes, I will just sneak up behind the last guy, whisper in his ear, "Surprise!" and slice his throat open, reach around, and take a drink.
All right. Please give me strength plus melee.
Hungry. Come on.
Should I take my hunger down?
Yes, you can mark your hunger down, and Lucian, you'll mark yours down. Would you like to re-roll?
Yeah.
Can't.
You
Can't.
only
Yeah.
have 2 dice?
Yes.
No, you didn't do melee.
It should be your melee roll because you're using a weapon,
Okay, good. Wait, I've lost it now. Wait.
which at least has 1 dice.
I always lose my character sheet. Melee. And strength.
There it is.
Ha!
Oh.
Great.
All right.
Not a. Okay. Is that a B? No, I don't know.
I mean, it's still in that direction, so it's still going to be brutal. Lucian appears behind this person who's about to level their shotgun on Viper, and you just go, surprise. And you slice his throat and then bite down.
Yep.
And you probably slice somewhere where the person can't even scream. And so they just look on wide-eyed as you bite down into their neck and drain some of the vitae from them. That is all of them taken out, so I don't have to do additional rounds, but it does say I have to ask, are we under the impression that this is concluded? Its actual words are we done here?
Are we done here?
Have we reached a conclusion?
Callista is gonna go.
I'll go over.
Go on.
I was gonna say I'll go over to the gut shot guy and then just drain him.
I was. I'm hungry.
Yeah, Callista's real hungry.
Yeah, so was I, so yeah.
So for the people who are hungry, I need to ask, how much are you slaking, and are you drinking them dry like a Capri Sun?
Oh, yeah.
I will slake 2 if you want to slake the rest.
Yep, because whoever drains them is going to take that stain, or you could drink them just enough and then let them die, which I think still would apply to giving a stain because it's pretty dark and twisted on its own.
It's a mercy
I'll
to
let
kill him.
Callista drink first, and then I'll drink what's left.
Thank you.
Alright, I took the stain.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm
So
clearing out that hunger.
all right, so the three are killed. Everybody who has drained, please mark a stain. But as the situation kind of calms down, Antonio, you kind of look at the body riddled with holes and you drop it to the floor, and you all get a quick assessment of what's going on.
And immediately say, I got 2.
I do like the wound closed.
Yeah. All right. So you see that the college students are unconscious and hanging from the doors, but they have IVs connected to their wrists, but it's not dripping something into them. It's more of the like blood donor one where their blood is being drawn from them. And they're just in little machines that are running on little generators going, and it looks like it's kind of slowly dripping out blood from them.
They know what this was?
I think we should explore some more to check and see.
This
Because if they did know what it was, it is a much bigger problem.
we need to get them back to we need to get them back to Madame Petrova.
I mean, we will do that, yes, but I think we should check and see if they knew what they actually had on their hands.
Okay.
This could become a bigger problem in the future.
I'm already looking around.
Would one of our lovely invisible people care to check the office?
Everybody's visible.
Well, yes, I know. And then I'm going to start going over and you said the four are basically like roped up somewhere? They're like hanging on something?
They're hanging on the rolly doors on that side of the building.
Are they awake?
No.
Perfect.
They are unconscious and being drip drained.
Once we get them back to the car, we can wake them up one by one. We can try.
We should not wake them up until we get back. It's
We
like a bad idea.
We have to make sure that their resonance is returned to what it should be.
Then I say we take them back to the club. Waking them up in the car is probably not a great idea.
Fair enough.
We should get them to somewhere where we can keep them appropriately restrained.
The half
If one of them gets out
residents
during the
being
car
in the
ride.
contract.
the Half Moon House may be somewhere where they wouldn't recognize.
That would work. That's fine with me as long as it's okay with your sire.
My sire's out of town. Madame Petrova's in charge of me while she's gone.
All right.
I'll go check that office.
And I'll go put them down.
Callista's gonna go over to the machine. You said it was draining them. Is there blood in there?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like in like little bags or anything?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna mark those bags if they're not already, for whichever ones they are, and I'm gonna collect those.
All right. You're able to see that they have like a little. Oop, hold on. Bling blong. Arc Survivor just subscribed. Thank you. You see that they have a very crude setup here. It is a little pumping station run on a gas-powered generator, and they have like 3 little coolers filled with ice that they're keeping this blood on. And so, your knowledge, you round up these coolers, you mark the ones that you know are coming from each person. And they probably have some very crude system of marking. It's like girl 1, girl 2, boy 1, thing like that. But you've rounded it up. As the rest of you start picking through pockets and looking over stuff, you're able to, unlock their phones with their thumbprints or, use their eye scanner or whatever to unlock phones, and you start digging through their text messages. Antonio, you're the best tech person. Why don't you give me a... Well, you're usually not here. Olivia or Antonio, you're the best tech people. If one of you wants to give me an intelligence plus technology roll. Actually, I think he still might have you beat. Nope, doesn't.
I make my gold do it, that's why.
That's true. He's not here. You're actually shy by 1 point. So, Olivia.
Oh,
got
nice.
that. Oh, dang, almost. Everybody keeps getting 9s too. It's so close. Olivia, as you're looking over their phones, you're seeing that these individuals have the vaguest idea of what's going on. And when I say vague, I mean that they see that there is something off about these kids, but they are not connecting the dots in a way that are realizing that this is a masquerade breach. They think that they're just synthesizing this blood into a drug that has nothing.
They're trying to find a logical solution for it.
No, it's more of they see that this blood is fucking people up, and they're like, how can we use this to make money? So they haven't even tried to figure out why it's causing this. They just see that it's going to make them money, and they were planning to refine it into something they could sell. So, on the sense that is somebody operating on a full-on breach of the Masquerade? No. Is this a situation where the Masquerade was breached because humans got their hands on something they weren't supposed to? Yes. It's a very easy mess to clean up, and you've done 90% of the work already.
Callista just says, "Oh no, what a shame! That gang war got all these people killed."
Pretty much. Callista implying that you guys could make it look like there was a different kind of gang war that caused these people to die.
You should certainly destroy whatever this is too. I don't want any extra blood getting out somewhere.
I'm taking the blood back to Madame Petrova.
Yes, but there will still be trace blood in whatever this machine is. We should probably burn down the warehouse. Okay.
Burn the whole warehouse.
I mean, seriously, like...
We just have to make sure we're far away.
Are you volunteering for that?
I mean, I'm not volunteering. I like blowing shit up.
Well, I'm not staying anywhere that's gonna burn down.
I didn't intend to be here when it does.
Do we want to leave evidence somewhere that might indicate a gang war?
So the
Use
story
those
will
funny
be
games in the
that
area?
we will deign to set up is that one of these people set off an explosive in here, in this furniture factory that is full of wood, and set this place on fire.
We have the pull for that.
Fairly easily explained.
Okay.
We just need to make sure that there is no sign of paperwork or any technology that they could gain any evidence from.
I'm gonna go check that office now.
Good call.
I will point out the cameras to Olivia. And follow.
Alrighty. Where are we at? Not quite break time yet. So we'll wrap up this scene with you guys getting a couple of rolls in to determine how well covering this up looks. So...
I want to pick their pockets.
Yep.
Fine now.
Are you looking for anything in particular, Lucian?
Honey.
Money? They have plenty of money on them. Let's see here. They have between them. There were 6 of them, so I'll roll. They got about $150 between them.
Cool.
So let me have a couple of rolls from you guys. We want to orchestrate this to look like it was a fight and then an explosion and then things burned down. Yes?
Yes, I'm gonna make it like a basic incendiary, like a Molotov cocktail. I'm not gonna like throw a grenade in this place because that would be like a little bit more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's just like a homemade explosive and it falls on furniture, it's gonna go up like a freaking candle.
Yep. All right. Olivia, and I want something from you first because you guys were heading to the office, right?
Yes.
All right. What are you checking in there?
Looking for paperwork that would mention these people, find whatever's holding up the security cameras,
Okay.
delete any footage of us, things like that.
Make a wits
Make it look
awareness.
like it's just a loop of normal things happening.
Yep. Make a wits awareness for me, please.
Hop on that, if that's alright.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. 3 and we'll just kind of bounce off of these rolls as the chain of events of how things are going to go here. Wow.
I'll do a re-roll.
Okay.
Three's good.
Sure. So you guys are able to narrow down where the cameras are being kept, and more importantly, where the after hearing Antonio's plan, where like the fire safety stuff is. And so, one of you give me a subterfuge roll plus dexterity. To disable, you'll just disable the cameras. You'll shut off the sprinkler system and cover
I
your
have 4
tracks.
dots. Is it whoever's
That's three.
higher or?
Whichever one you want to do. Whoever wants to do it.
I'm not good at subterfuge, but I do have
4.
3 dexterity, so I think you're good.
Yeah, I'm 3 dexterity, 1 subterfuge. So
Cool.
Sure,
I'll
go
do
for it. I'll do it from across the warehouse. Alright. Oh, you were not there. No, you can't do it.
Oh. Wait,
yeah, this
what?
is the two of them broke
is-
off.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I'll
we
have to
went to the
reroll that.
office. We found the fire suppression system
I see.
and all the camera stuff.
All right. Please give me. Oh, you did roll it. Great. So you spend some time. You do exactly what you said you wanted to do. You set the cameras to erase your footage, and then set it to be on a loop feed of what had happened the hour prior, where there wasn't really any movement in that area. And then you head over to the sprinkler systems and you shut off the water valves so that none of the sprinkler systems will go off when Antonio rigs these incendiaries to go off. That being said, is anybody doing anything else up with the gangsters before Antonio sets these off? Because you will need to be away from the fire if you don't want the repercussions of the fire.
I'm gonna take down like any of the chains that were hanging in the wall, so it doesn't indicate that there were.
General cleanup?
Yeah, general cleanup, and
We'll also position the gangsters to make it look like it was a fight amongst themselves, and they didn't get like all jumped in the middle of a circle.
Absolutely.
It already looks like that.
Vicious.
It does pretty much look like that, but it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So the two of you, Antonio, you can help Callista, because I want to have them utilize some good rolls. Make me a dexterity performance to rig it to look like there was an altercation here between the gangsters.
Alright.
So should I roll as well?
No, you'll just be giving her 2 dice.
Okay, I just give bonus. I wasn't sure how it worked.
Yeah, I thought about it, and then I was like, you could just pass a bonus. But I'll have you make a roll for rigging your explosives next.
Yeah. Huh. That's... Okay.
Would you like to re-roll?
I only got 1 willpower. No.
Okay.
Would you like to roll more?
It's still 3. It
is still 3.
Yeah.
You
3 is not bad.
You do set it up. Yeah, 3 is great actually. And you set it up to make it look like that. And then as you're looking it over, Callista, you realize that half of these people didn't die to gunshots, and so you walk over to Antonio and you take off a knife from his belt and you put a knife in one of their hands so that it looks a little more obvious. And so it's like, perfect. This is a detail that we don't want to have missed. And so it looks perfect. Anybody who is going to see this crime scene after a fire starts, the forensics is going to not really be able to question it. They'll see that there were, slash wounds and stuff, but they won't be able to tell that it didn't happen the way you set it up. And Antonio, please give me a manipulation, either subterfuge or whatever else you would say could justify rigging explosives.
Use intelligence instead? Since
Yes,
that's more
absolutely.
like- okay.
I'm open to that too.
Okay.
real fast.
Mhm.
Just for flavor, I'd like to add that Viper left the moment that they got their information from the office and just got as far as he could.
Olivia and Viper have left the building.
Yeah,
Okay.
He
they'll
was
be
like,
waiting
not
outside.
dealing with this.
Oh yeah, when Antonio pulls out the fire.
Antonio, would you like to reroll?
Yes, I would like to reroll that.
There you go.
There we go.
All right.
Should be good enough.
2 successes is good enough. You rig up a rudimentary timer because you don't want to be around the fire when it goes off, and you do like the you couple like the insurance fraud fire where it's like an electrical thing, and as well as setting up a few things that will help catch fire. You pour some flammables around to help encourage it, and it looks like it'll just be a general bad situation. You even go so far as to like lay some more alcohol around that they definitely had on them in another cooler, to make it look like shit just kind of got out of control and somebody might have thrown a Molotov and it hit some electricals. And you rig it up, and once you all have gathered the 4 missing students and have evacuated, there is a satisfying boom that is muffled because of the concrete and steel that makes up this warehouse building.
By the way, I totally don't look back at the explosion because cool guys don't look at the explosion.
Antonio puts his sunglasses on at night, walks away from the explosion, and there's the satisfying dark plume of smoke that rises on the other side of the warehouse. But there's no sound because the alarms and the fire systems have been shut off, and the dark plume of smoke is replaced by a red glow as this building starts to go up. And the 5 of you pile into a vehicle. Where do you put the
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait a
It's
minute.
a Hummer, so we have space.
You pile them into the Hummer trunk, and you all climb
Basically.
into.
Also, I'm just saying.
By the way, when I get in, I just say like, should have checked the battery on the smoke detector.
Olivia.
Also, I'm just saying, while Antonio's doing his cool guy don't look at explosions, I'm pulling a Django Unchained and just staring at the flames and grinning.
Nice. Nice.
Viper
Nice,
totally
good.
like flinched the moment the explosion went off. He's just like, ah, and is like kind of going into the car. Like, nope, bye bye.
Nope, we're out. I'm leaving.
right.
It's too
And so-
close.
And Calista just puts the safety on and hands the gun back to Antonio.
And then it goes off and shoots him in the leg.
Yeah, right.
So
the
we
only
are
damage taken the whole time, son of a bitch.
we are at a great point to stop for our break. We haven't run too far over, so let's get up. Everybody stretch, grab something to drink, take a break, and then we will come back to resume what happens next when we return.
Yeah.
right back.
All right.
Hello.
Hey,
What you got?
Hello.
cheese.
Cheese? And a
Of course.
cat. And a cat.
Oh,
Cat's like,
Hello.
I love cheese. Hello.
Yep. Here.
Aw, cat cheese. I have those I take to lunch too. I get the like the meat and cheese ones.
Mm.
There was a really good one I haven't been able to find for a while, but it does a salami one in mozzarella, and I can't find it anymore, and I'm so sad.
Yeah, they're great for snacks.
Mm-hmm.
That's just Italian.
It's so good.
There
When I
are
was in
these.
Greece. Oh, you can go first.
Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say when I was in Greece, I had there's this thing that I would always get from the local supermarket, and it was like prosciutto and
Feels so good.
provolone cheese, and it was like just this good, like I would like put it on my sandwich, and like it was so good. Or I would make little roll-ups with it.
They
'Cause
sell
for some
those.
reason that was for some reason that was the only sliced meat that they have was other than like in packs other than like gigantic things of like sliced turkey
Mm-hmm.
that I wasn't gonna have while I was there. I didn't have enough time to eat it, so I was just like, I guess I'll get these little guys.
Yeah, those are always really tasty, but the like packs they sell them in are so expensive.
I know. I wasn't worrying too much about money because it wasn't in my currency.
I'd like to find.
I had to
some-
get rid of it. Sorry, go.
You're fine. I'd like to find some of that thick boar's head salami. It is so good, especially when you stack it on like crackers and cheese.
Yeah.
Gonna have to do some good shopping soon. I want tasty stuff.
We finally got our fridge fixed, so I need to go get a month's worth of food before I go home.
I'm excited for getting a house so that we can actually buy stuff like that. Like 10 years ago, I never thought I'd be excited to say, I'm gonna go get a new refrigerator.
Yeah.
I love having a house. Family.
Yeah. Well,
That's
it's
like
like
me.
I went from living with my parents who own their own stuff because they're old enough and financially sound enough to be able to do things like fully remodeling a giant kitchen with all the modern stuff. They had a really nice refrigerator, and downgrading to the one that we have here, it's like, this refrigerator sucks.
It doesn't talk to
How can we
me.
fit food in here?
Well, ours didn't talk, but we
I
can't
know.
fit any food in that one.
I don't think I want to give my refrigerator AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was joking.
I'm
There-
sorry.
Just 'cause you
I
said
can't
all the
give
Wow,
you
modern
food.
going back for a
technology.
third drink?
There was a cool thing that I saw that I do want when I was looking at decorations and stuff. Apparently now they have smart mirrors for the bathrooms where they have an anti-fogging. They have little
Oh,
like
yeah.
LED displays that can pop up, so it'll show you like the weather and stuff on it, so you know what your day's gonna look like while you're getting ready. And it's like, that's so cool.
I have some.
I would never use that, honestly.
I would. Trying to shave on a foggy mirror is the worst.
I have a squeegee.
You
that
have a
I
squeegee?
use for my mirror.
Nice.
I got it from not I got it from my mom, but I got getting a squeegee for your mirror from my mom.
I
It
want-
was literally just from the dollar store. It's this tiny little thing, and I just bring it over the mirror, and it's fine.
I just want an auto squeegee.
Uh-huh. You want windshield wipers for your mirror?
Yeah, I want windshield wipers and cool LED displays and backlights and cool stuff. I just want cool stuff for my house. Speaking of cool stuff for cool people, we're back from break. So, hello, everyone. You heard us talking about
Hello.
cool stuff. Wipe the mirror down with newspaper. It'll take the fog off. Is it true? Huh. Do people still
Yes,
get
newspapers.
newspapers?
I do not.
like
As
I'm
far as I
on-
know, it's just one person, and it's my grandma.
like not trying to like pull the 2020 millennial thing, but it's like I had to actually think about the last time I saw a newspaper, and it was like, okay, but yeah,
get
no,
them
I
sent
imagine
in
it
the
would
mail
work.
I use them for
sometimes.
bedding and packing.
I imagine it would work though, Yeti. That's true. But we are back, and the question I want to pose to you all, is because it's getting late in the morning now. Are you going straight to the Half Moon House, or are you going to keep them locked up for a night and then or a day and then bring them over fresh?
I will leave that up to Callista.
I'll actually give. I'll give Misaki Petrova a call, or the house a call.
Okay.
I will request to be dropped off at my haven.
All right. So it sounds like on the way back, Viper's
We're
like
hitting the zoo.
Viper's like, this is my stop, and just opens the door, tucks and rolls into the.
It's like I'm gone.
Basically.
Yeah. No,
Wait, Park, I want to see the lions.
they were like, I don't want to be here for the Half Moon House, and so they dip out.
And
As
Talia, once you turn invisible, you can see the lions in time.
that's true.
Damn it.
That's true.
I gotta work on that. You gotta teach me.
Teach me her ways.
You're
Below me.
weird and wondrous things.
Why did I close your sheet? Calista. There we go. So you dial the Half Moon House, and the important question I have for you, with all of your notes, did you write down Miss Petrova's assistant's name?
Yes.
The
Let me
lady.
find
She has a
it.
bunny glasses.
I was like, did you? Because
There
I.
it is.
Janet.
It is her name. Her name is Tracy, and she likes to be called Gigabit.
Where is that on your notes?
Underneath Victor Riddle.
Underneath Victor Riddle.
His phone number is 555-555-5569.
That's true. Good old Victor Riddle.
You must have paid a lot for that number.
Or just incredibly lucky. Right. So you dial up the number that you know is going to get you to the Half Moon House. Nobody calls Petrova directly. She is a Ventru. They do not believe in advanced technology per the rules of the Camerilla, and they adhere to that. It doesn't mean they don't work around the rules by having a mortal that can handle all of that for them. And so you call, and it rings, and it rings, and then you hear the sound of Tracy's voice on the line and says, Miss Petrova's line. How may I help you?
Hello, this is Callista. I just acquired the assets that were requested. Should I bring them over now or hold them until tomorrow?
You kind of look over and you see that the dashboard clock is showing that it's about 4 a.m. So you still have a little bit of time, but you also understand that there is a lot of waiting and pageantry involved in dealing with Ventru.
Mm-hmm.
And so as you're posing this to Tracy, she also is running the numbers on this, and she says, I will make arrangements for you to arrive at the Half Moon House with the package tomorrow evening. It will be more beneficial to everyone if you've had some time to relax and decompress from your journey.
Yes, of course, Miss Gigabit.
Yes. Do you understand that Miss Petrova is grateful for your service and very pleased to hear that the package did not suffer any undue damage on its way here?
There is, of note, some traces that have been removed but reacquired. I can get into details later in person during the meeting.
If you dropped the package while in transport, a few scuffs is okay.
Of course. I shall handle this with the utmost care.
Certainly with more care than so far. And there is a disconnect sound.
And I hang up. I think I should go to Orpheum, and we can take them in the back way. Or would you rather take them to your haven?
The cell.
With the knowledge that we are not, in fact, going to the Half Moon House, Viper would not have left.
He's like halfway out the door while it's driving. It's like,
Yeah, he's like about to leave, and then he's just like, oh,
Runs back
okay,
up to the
tomorrow?
car.
Cool. Cool, we're good.
Cool.
I'm not leaving. How would we want
Is
to...
the prison section complete, Lucia?
late enough, yeah.
Then I think we should probably use the Haven, as it is both probably less eyes on it and a good bit more secure.
Alright. Are we able to set them up in a more comfortable room in case they wake up?
Viper would hold up one of his syringes and be like, I can make sure they don't wake up for the day.
That works for
Probably
me.
the best.
We can keep them in the cell, unconscious, for the day while we're all...
I mean, even if they do wake up, if they are in one of Lucian's cells, I'm not super worried. But,
My concern is, if they wake up and they realize that they're in a cell, that might affect the humor of their resonance.
well, I will leave that up to Viper.
If
Well,
you
if they're
can
unconscious the entire day, then
Can't
the resonance
you-
won't change.
It shouldn't change while they're unconscious. If
Aren't-
they do wake up, I'll have to speak with them and try to encourage them back to their original mood. Or
Aren't your kind able to be awake during the day?
yeah,
Can't you just be there and wait?
I can.
See if they do. Which these are very strong. They work on animals, so I don't think that they would wake up from it, but on the off chance that they do.
I can be awake, but I still need rest. I'll probably be awake for part of the evening. Since they're out now, I'll probably go to sleep immediately if that's okay. And the moment I'm up, I'll watch them for that part of the day.
I can also show you how to administer some of these as well, and if they do wake up. I was just thinking in terms of we could put them in the cell, give them some of the anesthetics, then try and bring them to Orpheum before they wake up so they never know that they were in a cell. And if you administer it after they wake up, they can go back to sleep until we go to Orpheum and just say that it was a nightmare or something.
Maybe. Yeah, it's, you're right, of course.
Of course. It's very simple. You just have to, and then he'll go into a really quick, explanation of it. It's not that simple because he's probably you have to go specifically to this line right here for it to not be lethal to humans. One of those type things. He's just explaining how to administer this anesthetic.
She's gonna take a marker and mark that line.
But only if you want to. If you think that you can bring them back to their emotion that they need to be at, then that's fine as well. This can just be a blowing up the whole place with a switch that only one person has type plan.
Okay.
And then I'd look at Antonio.
I just do whatever.
I know you were also interested in finding out more about those two who got the text. But I think with the way things are, I'll probably turn in a bit early so I can be awake a bit during the day.
Oh, real fast, Rin.
Mhm.
When we were looking at the text messages, does it seem like the texts were between them?
Yeah.
Like the group of them? Okay, and not like
It was
another
a
person?
closed circuit between them. It was just a small gang operation.
Okay, so so basically, can I guess as a player and as a character to safely assume that this Masquerade breach has been dealt with?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Except for the one person who told his mom, go kill that old lady.
Yeah, basically. That's kind of basically what I was trying to check on too, would be like, is there someone who messaged someone else, and that kind of thing.
Nah, you're good.
Okay. I think we're good for now. We can always follow up if we need to, but
All right. I'm just gonna call Orpheum and let the security know that I won't be back tonight if I'm allowed to stay in your haven.
It's our haven.
Not
all
quite
of
mine.
ours.
I'm going back to mine.
Yeah, I like
Well,
mine too better. Yeah.
I'll stick around just in case the prisoners need help.
Okay.
I don't do well with emotions, so that will not be good for me. I pet my snake as well. I love my little snake.
You just have
he's
the
so
snake.
fun. Yeah, the snake is there all the time now. Like,
What kind of snake
it's
is
either
it?
like, I don't know, some type of viper.
You did determine what it was. You picked
I did?
You picked the biggest Arizona snake.
Ah, yes, because so that I can also. Well, no, that was what I turned into.
Oh, okay. Then no, I don't think it's been defined. Define it now.
I had one. I had what originally I was gonna have. I know what Viper was gonna turn into. When he gets the one where you can change your size, so I'll try and find that. But I'm actually kind of. Hold on, I'll do some research and I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. As soon as we get to the haven, once the four college kids are put in a room, Callista's gonna just turn in early so she can have an earlier, so she can wake during the day, or at least part of it.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
Once everybody's set up, I'm just going back to my haven and bedding down for the day.
Yeah, you want to give me a ride to no. You want to give me a ride?
Sure, Lucy, why not?
Thank you.
I'm gonna need rouse checks from the two of you.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So it seems like everybody's going down for the evening.
Yeah.
Or for the morning, rather. You know what I mean. Night is going to pass. Callista, you are keeping watch on them during the day?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, please give me a wits awareness.
And Olivia's staying in the group haven in case Callista needs help.
Ew.
Okay. Viper gave them enough sedatives that they'd be down. And so... Forever.
You can't
Mission-
change the resonance if they're dead.
Mission failed.
Uh-huh. No one did
Mission failed.
specify.
We'll get them next time.
No one actually checked if they had ulterior motives.
No, I'm joking. I wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. So come
Or would
evening,
you?
come evening time, everybody else is able to rouse. There's no issues with these four throughout the evening, but those of you who need to make waking up rouse checks, please do so.
All right.
Oh,
Dang it.
is that at the end of the session or the end of the day?
Sorry?
And
End of the session, yeah.
Okay,
I
cool.
forgot whether willpower is day or session. I'll have to go check that quickly.
Thought it was day.
Yeah, I always thought it was day.
It's every day. But it doesn't fill all the way back up. It fills up however many
Equal to
dice
your-
equal to either whichever's higher, either your resolve or composure.
Eh,
I can never remember what's daily and what's sessionally,
so much for my zero hunger.
right?
I'm still at 0.
Yeah, it's good. It's good while it lasts,
Yeah.
and then it's immediately gone with one
Mine
die
lasted
roll.
like 5 minutes because I was told to go invisible and check the office.
You weren't
Antonio.
told. You weren't told.
No,
We're
Antonio
told
told
to
me.
go invisible. I asked if one of the invisible people could go and check the.
Talking to the ghost in the room. Ow.
Oh my god, was there a specter in there the whole time?
Oh, I don't know if you saw in the chat, but also for people on the stream to know, Viper snake is what is known as the black viper. Very rare, and it's definitely a one that the zoo has, and not one that he got from Arizona.
Viper stole it from the zoo.
Basically, well, so his job while he was there was to like obviously take care of the snakes. So he kind of stole it, kind of didn't, and he's still there taking
It's
care of
not
them.
technically stealing if you
But
think
it's
about it.
borrowing. It's
Oh,
it's my
look at that
paycheck.
boy. He's so
It's a
cute.
baby.
I don't
I
know
love
what
the
name's for it
eyes.
yet, but I know
is
I
the
like
big
the red.
Viper.
That's what
This is the washer windows.
I was hoping that I could find one with like yellow eyes, because that's kind of how Viper's eyes are. But
Red is a nice look, though.
yeah, because I was like, I don't know if I wanted to look like how Viper Snake would look, but I was like, no, I don't think it's gonna look like how Viper Snake would look, because he's his own snake.
He's
He's not Viper.
He's his own snack. All right. So everybody meets back up at the coterie haven where these individuals are. I think by time you all get back, Viper would know that their sedatives would be wearing off. And so the decision would be, do you keep them drugged? Do you let one of them wake up? Do you let all of them wake up?
From the blood that I recovered, did it seem like most of whatever was being cooked has been removed?
From their blood?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so they still got more cooking in them.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
No, if they drained their blood, they would be dead.
Yeah, they'd be dead.
It was just some donation.
Yeah, it was very much just a blood donor kind of operation. They were filling blood bags.
Viper,
Yes.
would you, is it possible to, like, wake one at a time and I could speak with them or interact with them and try to ensure that their resonance is in a proper place, and then once it is, you can put them back to sleep?
I mean, there's not really a way to wake people up from anesthetics. If we could wait for the first one to wake up, and then if someone else starts waking up while you're talking to them, I can give a small amount that might delay it to the other people, so that we can make sure that only one's up at a time.
Oh, okay. I'd like to make sure that they're already, ready to go before I deliver them to Madame Petrova.
Then yeah, I think we'd probably just kind of do what he said. Just the moment the first one starts waking up, if another one's waking up at the same time, he'd just give a little bit, just to kind of maybe have them doze back off, and then repeat the process, waiting, and then if someone else starts waking up, a little bit.
Now, are they in... Like, where are they being held at? And this question is kind of more towards...
I definitely don't think the day after is the appropriate time to ask where they've been held.
Well, no. Well, Antonio knows it. What kind of haven is? I'm just asking what it's like.
So I mean, again, I did explain it last time we played, but it's been a while.
Weeks ago.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. So there's like a secret elevator that you can take down. Once you get down to the bottom, it opens into like a common area where we have like the normal amenities. There's like a movie type room. Then we have like the armory, the tech room, the prison type room.
So are the...
They're in the prison type room because we just drugged them and threw them in the prison room just in case.
Okay.
My understanding was they shouldn't wake up in the prison room.
Yeah.
They were supposed to be drugged until we got back. So
So
Viper had suggested that we drug them and then bring them to Orpheum and then do the waking up and stuff while we're there. So that they don't wake up in the prison.
Yeah, if there's a lounge area here, we can just do that here.
That too.
So yeah, if we're able to to move them out. But yeah, if one of them starts to wake up, then Callista's going to try and make sure that they're in the right residence.
Viper, maybe you could give them like a smaller dose and keep them awake so that Callista can mold them. Put them in a suggestible state, perhaps?
Psychic.
Couldn't you test their blood while they're asleep? And see if it's the right resonance?
I can't... Wait, can I?
Would
Pretty
clouding
sure if
their
you taste the
memory.
blood-
Oh, you taste the blood.
I'm pretty sure if you just get a taste, you can tell what resonance the rest will be.
I will do that.
And then wake
That's
them
what
up
I
if it's
remember.
not
I
right.
could definitely be wrong if you want me to double check.
No, I think you're right, because there's like a skill you can do where you can tell what the resonance is just by smelling them.
Yeah, that's Bloodhound.
Yeah.
I can do it. I have the power that allows me to do it.
Oh, if you could do that, that would make this easier. If one of them's already in a state, then we don't need them to wake up.
So, Ren, I'll use the taste for blood and go around and check the resonance on all of them.
All right. So you go up and you give them the presidential sniff.
It's actually the presidential pinprick.
Oh no, that was a Biden reference because he's notorious for smelling children.
Okay.
Very creepily smelling children.
Yes.
So
Kids smell good.
it's like baby fresh. Yeah, but you shouldn't be on camera smelling children.
Yeah.
Very true.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom,
Okay.
so I'll be muted.
You're gonna miss all of this great information I'm about to give about smelling children.
No, I can hear it.
Oh.
That's why I
You
can't
Just as
go
long
into
as
politics.
we can't hear you, Kay. That's what's important. I get enough of that already. The intensity of the blood is human. They can also identify whether the blood belongs to a mortal, ghoul, or vampire, or supernatural creatures. It may not necessarily be able to identify the supernatural creature, if not kindred or ghoul. Okay, so if they happen to be something else, I don't have to tell you what the other thing is, but you can tell if it's kindred or ghoul, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah, but you do have to give me an other category.
Yeah.
You have to be like,
No.
It's
That's
something freaking weird.
That's not the clarification I was getting. But what I was getting was I do tell you if they're ghoul or kindred, so that's good to know. And thus likely tasting also determines relative blood potency and how old they would be. Critical win also reveals whether the subject has ever committed diablerie. Wow. And the generation. That's a lot of information.
Yeah, so Shamir know if they should eat you.
Yeah.
That's generally how that goes.
Is this person worth eating? No, move to the next one. So you're not sniffing, you're tasting.
Yes.
All right. So then I need a resolve plus your blood sorcery against a difficulty 3.
There you go.
Did you want to re-roll?
No, I don't need to. It's difficulty 3.
Yeah. I mean, there was something that happens with a critical, but I don't think your chances of that are very high.
Yeah,
that's the one. Okay. Are you doing this for all 4? I don't need 4 separate rolls for this. This is fine.
Okay.
You are able to tell that these are. I brain farted. These are thin bloods. These aren't even human anymore.
Well, okay.
Shit!
Which would explain why everybody thinks they're dead.
They're dead. Mm-hmm. I kind of assumed as soon as they said that, I was like, oh.
Yeah. So these are thin bloods, and the reason I'm revealing this to you all now is because Kay specifically said she was looking out for vampires, but didn't make any rolls, so I didn't have to tell her anything then.
Well,
and you were looking for lower body temperatures, but then you immediately got into combat, so I didn't have a chance to give you that information either. So it's not that I neglected to tell you anything up until this point. It was just that you guys were like, I'm doing the thing, and then immediately rushed into it.
I didn't probe because I had already assumed. I just wanted to get us out of there. In a quick and efficient way.
But I'm just saying, so I don't get any like angry comments in the YouTube upload or anything. It's like, no, I took all of this into account, but yes, there was a lot of kind of dot connecting that you guys were doing great, and this is the confirmation of all of those suspicions and breadcrumb trail. So these.
Now, to be clear, I'm not volunteering this information to anybody. I'm totally going to use this to blackmail that bitch later.
Okay.
So I will give the residents, but I won't mention anything about them being thin blood.
Yeah.
So if nobody else checks, that's on them.
So you match the residents for each of these individuals that you were looking for.
I totally put them on a post-it note, stick it to their forehead.
Yep. You slap it right on there. You lick it, you slap it, it stays in place.
I want to mix them up. Are all the residences correct?
Those are correct. You're able to find them and match them with the descriptions of the 4 that you were looking for.
Cool. I will actually keep some of the blood from the needle so that I have proof for later on.
Okay.
I'm just gonna basically as I poke them with the needle, I'm gonna wipe it on a piece of cloth and keep the cloth so that I can use the blood later.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll excuse me. A bit dry throat, sorry.
Die.
So the resonance is all correct.
Friend, are their residences all correct?
Yes, they are still correct.
Yes, they are still correct.
I know.
Well, we don't need to wake them then. I mean, I guess that means I don't have to taunt, comfort, or fuck any of them. Alright, that's good.
That was a choice. That was a choice.
I mean, is that still on the table?
It's always a choice with Toreador.
Okay, let's pack them up and get them out of here and get this over with.
Okay. Quick question out of character.
Mm-hmm.
I know Callista wouldn't be aware unless she sees something in particular, and I don't know if anyone is aware, but would any of them happen to have a similar brand?
Would you like to check?
Callista doesn't have any indication, so she won it.
Okay, then that is a very fun hypothetical question, but
A similar brand?
It was
question mark?
more
Like,
of
did you say this out loud? I'm confused.
yeah,
was-
like I'm just understanding where the question is coming from. If you're not checking, it's why would I tell you that information?
It was more like if it was like at an obvious place that they might have seen on their body as they were handling them.
Oh, I mean, you didn't check, so no, still? If it were obvious, it would have been made obvious.
Okay.
So, no.
Could I say that? Could I check, but be like more checking just to see that they're in decent health? Because that's the only reason I can figure that Callista would check on them.
Sure, you can check their general health and state of well-being.
I can see it. Making sure they're in perfect, pristine condition to bring back.
Mm-hmm.
The packages are not damaged.
Yeah. Oh,
Are
yeah.
we gonna check and
One
fawn over
success.
them all night, or
Even though we remove them from their box.
Even though you remove them from the box. Giving them a general health and wellness check over, they look like they are a couple of 4 college students who have been drugged for the last 2 days and were being drained of their blood.
Okay.
While all this is going on, Viper is starting to write up his, in his, notebook, writing up his report to the people that they need to report to, whether it's whoever, I guess the Shadow, or to the sheriff, something like that, just being like, this is what happened.
I believe we report directly to the. Oh my god, it's been so long since I played VtM. The council, the Primogen.
Yeah,
Cool.
he would report directly to the Primogen Council. The Shadow is just there to give you guidance.
Cool. Well, yeah, he'd start writing up a rough draft for a report.
First thing Callista's gonna do is check to see if the new end table arrived yet.
Sorry?
The new end table.
You're not there. Or did you mean delivered here?
Delivered. Well, she would have had it delivered there.
Like
Okay.
shipping information.
That's shipping apps.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a better way to phrase that.
Yeah.
You check your phone and you see that the delivery status says it was a 2-day delivery and it's only been 1 day.
Okay. Okay.
We get a bonus.
I'm gonna go over and sling one college student over one shoulder and another one over the other. Can we get going already?
What time was the appointment set for?
The evening.
The evening.
It is the evening.
These are questions we don't ask after the phone call is done.
It
You
is
you
the
have
evening.
it. You have it. You
when
have.
in the evening?
This is a superfluous detail we
Okay.
don't work out after the fact because it is the time you have designated and that's when you show up.
Okay.
It's like if you want to ask the specific questions, you do it when you're having the conversation with the person.
I get
Otherwise, it's assumed that you just have it marked
I
down
get
because
it.
it's not necessary at that point.
So yeah, we can start making our way over.
Okay.
Please just you know drive around back.
I'll drive around back.
Alrighty. So you all pack up. Because I need to make sure that this is taken care of. How carefully are you guys loading these bodies into the car? Because Olivia said she was just lugging 2 limp corpses over her shoulders.
Please.
Well,
be
they aren't
careful.
corpses yet.
Be careful.
Well, technically
At least
they
for me.
are.
I mean, technically, yeah, but
Yeah.
I'll make sure they're comfortable.
My. You know what? No,
Don't
it's
no
it's
throwing.
Fine.
No
It's,
No
piling
throwing.
like cordwood.
It's fine. I'm just gonna make a roll here to myself.
It's fine. The gang members did that.
Okay, cool. Yep. So you guys carry these bodies out. You load them up, and you make your way over to the Half Moon house. You take the back entrance. You bring the Hummer up incredibly close, and once you Callista has signaled to the club that you all have arrived, there are attendants who come out and help you secure these bodies. And by secure, I mean with your Hummer being out of direct view of anyone else, they transfer the students into boxes and very carefully pack over top them, seal the boxes up so that they don't look suspicious as they're wheeling them inside in more open view and into the club itself. Each one is carefully packed from the inside of the Hummer to stay out of sight, or at least have it as heavily obscured as possible. And then they're brought inside. Tracy meets the 5 of you at the side of the Hummer and says, Madame Petrova will meet you in her office.
Of course. What should some of their blood was removed. Not much, but some of it is on ice. I made sure to collect that as well.
She kind of looks at a data pad, presses a few keys on it with her finger, looks up, adjusts her glasses, and says, "You brought it with you?"
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And she kind of gives you a scrutinizing gaze. Let's see here.
I'm health inspectory-esque, like I was doing earlier, watching all these people's every move, making sure that everything is properly sealed and all that, and
These
there's
people
no chance.
They're moving with a level of professionalism that unfortunately indicates that this is not the first time they've loaded bodies into shipping crates.
Which I assumed, but obviously, Viper's trying to find anything that's
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. They're operating with a level of professionalism that shows that they are taking great pains to make sure that this is not a slip up.
They don't want to piss off the madam.
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to piss off the madam. They don't want to breach the masquerade. They don't want to draw attention to the fact that they are human trafficking.
They don't want the VtM to report this to the Primogen
Council. Hey, this is not human trafficking. This is non-human trafficking.
It is non-human trafficking. Honestly, it's not so much that they're worried about you. It's the standard for them, and they're moving. They would have been doing this anyways. You guys being there is just an added pressure. But give me a wits awareness, since you are making a very deliberate scrutinize of what they're doing.
Okay,
and then see if you find any holes.
I guess a specific. I guess it's kind of a specific. When you mentioned the data pad, is it like a notepad or like an iPad?
It's an iPad.
Okay. He'd probably stop and be like, "Hey." He'd look over at her and be like, "What system are you guys using?"
She just kind of recites off whatever the most current one is, because I don't keep track of that personally.
I'll look over to Olivia and be like, "Is that secure?"
It is.
Yeah, he's trying to find every little thing.
Yeah, Olivia, that is the response I was getting to. It is secure enough. Anybody, most people who do, cybersecurity and stuff knows that anything is secure enough, and anybody who's really determined to get into something usually will. And so, ooh, what are we rousing?
That was just for unseen passage.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not going to be out in an alleyway where there's a bunch of movement.
Yeah, no, that's good. So, with that, your role earlier, Viper, these guys are not slipping up at all. You don't notice anything that would trigger a conversation for breaching the Masquerade. They are professional to a T, and it's all golden.
You see a slight grimace on his face as he's just checking
wants
things
to bust
off.
these
You
people so
want there to
bad.
be a reason, but there isn't.
Yeah.
So with that, Tracy tells you all that it's good to head inside.
Are we taking
Are we
the
going-
the blood on ice, or are we giving it to her?
She's taking it off your hands.
Okay.
She's here to retrieve all of the assets. Are you keeping any of it?
Callista, no, she doesn't want to piss anyone off.
Is anybody else keeping any of it?
I mean, other than what I already have, no.
Olivia could not care less about this place. So
Viper would ask if they're going up back to the office.
You are.
He would request to stay in the car.
I don't mind.
Yeah, that's up to you guys.
I do have to be up there.
I mean,
to
if
report
Viper
that.
wants, he can wait in the car.
Then I wait in the car.
So Viper opts to wait in the car. With that being
Not bringing
said,
my business to this establishment.
Mhm.
With that, I mute myself
Yep.
because I'm not in this.
And so the four of you head upstairs back to Miss Petrova's office. Tracy leads, guiding you up the stairs, and within knock, there is a very enter, and she opens the door, and it swings inward, and Tracy steps inside, says, announcing the VtM and your charge for the time being. Callista, Olivia, Antonio, Lucian, and she does a perfect 90-degree bow and then stands back upright and says, they're here to see you. She gives you a look to enter.
Callista
We're
will,
just doing first names now.
Callista will enter and immediately bow similarly. Madam Petrova, we've retrieved your assets for you. Any breach has been covered.
They were picked up by some gang members and they were being drained of blood.
So unfortunately, those gang members had a spat in their warehouse.
They're really bad
somehow.
shots.
It's a shame that they all killed each other. The blood was the blood that was taken was retrieved, of course.
The concerning fact is that someone seems to know what is going on. These people that we found were humans. So at the very least, they were told to do this at the behest of somebody that knew.
But their correspondence indicated that they had no idea what exactly was going on, only interested in monetizing for drug money. That's all gone, of course.
From behind her desk, she listens as each of you takes a time to explain and add detail to what had happened. And she reaches over and she grabs a very elegant looking wine glass that is filled with the thick crimson liquid and brings it to her lips and drinks for a moment and then sets it back down. Oh, it's Zonis. Hey, Zonis. Hey, woo, awesome. Great. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. You're fabulous and I love you. Now I'm on the spot.
Hey, Zonis.
Zonis is pretty cool. They're an artist. Hey, you should talk to them about playing in your game too.
Yeah, okay.
But focus. This is like when the VtM guy popped in and it threw me off.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. She lets you all take the time to explain and add detail, and she takes particular note of Antonio saying that they were human, and she doesn't give off a real tell, but there's a moment where she looks to him and makes eye contact, and she speaks and says, "Very good. I am happy to hear that you had brought back my lost assets. The fact that they had been gone for so long was troublesome, and knowing that somebody was planning to incorrectly use my property for their own gains means that you dealt with them in the way most appropriate for stealing from me, stealing from kindred. I trust none of them escaped."
None of them were in a position to.
Good. I am most pleased with how you handled your cleanup as well. Gang violence. It is unfortunate how these things happen, as you said. I am glad that nobody will be the wiser, that these fools were meddling in affairs they did not understand. Such is the nature of humans.
We are
Yes, we will also use our police influence to ensure that the investigation goes on.
That is good. Cleaning up the tracks is, of course, your specialty, and I am impressed with how well you executed that specialty. I know many of us got off on the wrong foot, but I can see now that you are more than capable of carrying the title that you do. And respect earned is respect given. And she kind of gestures to the four of you, and Tracy walks over and takes out some more glasses, and she fills them with what is obviously more blood. And she says, "Please share a drink with me, and we can discuss more."
You honor us, Madame Petrova.
As I said, respect earned is respect given. And even you, Callista, do not disappoint.
There's like this whole time, she's been like keeping her eyes just like slightly below from making eye contact, but there's like a small smile and she lifts her head a little bit at that. Thank
Callista
you.
even managed to take care of one of them herself.
Did she now?
I've never done anything like that before. It was exciting.
You will find with time it becomes far easier and sometimes far more enjoyable.
Oh, I'll remember that.
So,
Olivia will decloak and take the glass from the assistant.
and
And normally she does stand with a bit of a hunch, but she'll stand taller.
there
and
is.
she's
Oh, go ahead, finish.
very gangly and unsettling, standing at her full height.
Yeah, and there's the very obvious and expected revulsion from this ghoul when you apparate in front of her. She manages to rein it in very quickly, but it is a familiar reaction to Olivia, and probably one you take great pleasure in every time it happens. Petrova doesn't flinch. She deals with other kindred, and as a Ventru, maintaining appearances is important. You may be able to get a rise out of a Tremere, or not a Tremere, a Toreador, in this fashion, but a Ventru is always stone. And so she regards you with a nod of approval, even with the antics. And she says, I believe we had already discussed what your compensation would be. While I have you at the table, do any of you wish to renegotiate?
Adding him to a herd that we might be able to use is what I'm interested in, if it's alright with everyone else.
What were you asking for, Callista?
The child. I had...
Ah, yes.
She had requested the boy be given to her care.
Yes, this is totally fine. We had also spoken about potentially receiving something in addition to our payments if the job went well.
Yes, this is the renegotiations.
I was hoping for a boon of some kind. As we all know, our society runs on boons, and as I am new, I would love to acquire favors, especially from one such as yourself.
Sorry, the top of my coffee was starting to curdle from being on a heater. Just picking that out real quick. It wasn't like curdle, but it's that like film that collects at the top of like soups and stuff.
Oh, I should probably drink this blood before it.
Yeah, don't let your blood get filmy.
On that note, does that actually clear hunger? Or is it not enough to?
It's not enough to.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a wine glass.
Yeah, it's a wine glass. There's not a whole lot in there. But it does taste great. Anybody who's drinking, it's very delicious. It tastes like it comes from a very good year and a clean person who maintains a healthy lifestyle, probably athletic. There's not a lot of empty calories in it. But overall, it's a very enjoyable experience to drink. But at Antonio's request for a boon, she says, "This is a great service that you have done. I am more than willing to include this request. Payment shall be what we originally agreed on. The child for Callista, and each of you shall have a boon." Yes.
Might I change my boon for something else?
That is the nature of them. It is a currency to exchange. I am willing to listen.
I want a polar bear pillow.
There, I'm laughing. She's not.
So time out. Before she even responds, I say, "Done." I will buy your boon off of you for one polar bear pillow.
I mean, I could have asked for the rug, but I'm not greedy.
Listen, you all can trade your boons and leave with the whole set.
Then I want the rug!
Viper would blow the place up himself.
Listen, they want to keep it. Viper's not there. They can't object to Lucian smuggling this pillow out under their shirt. That's such a visual too.
Viper just gets this odd feeling.
There's a disturbance
Like,
in the force.
I should go upstairs right now.
Like just picturing it.
Viper by himself in the car, just like. Yeah.
I'm just sliding this over for the chat window. So like this is what Lucian looks like. So I'm just picturing this shirtless man stuffing a polar bear baby pillow into their jacket and zipping it up enough so the little polar bear head is sticking out. And they're just like, it's nothing. I don't have anything.
Just ignore that.
Just don't pay any attention to that. Oh, it's such an image. All right, sorry. Let's get it back.
Important question before we dive.
He's very tactile. What can I say?
Do those boons extend to Callista, or is she not getting any because she's getting?
This is an additional.
Also, quick question.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Because
person
Viper
is
is
not
not.
there.
Yes,
Go ahead.
No, I was saying because Viper's not there, does that include him? If not, I totally understand it, but I just want to know for my own.
Taking Viper's boom
knowledge.
too, because Viper's not there.
Because it's a Ventru, they're not going to try and cheat the arrangement. Openly cheat the arrangement. The agreement was to negotiate additional rewards for you all if you did well, and so it would apply to the coterie as a whole. So each of you technically has an additional boon. The offer
I think I'll just hold on to mine.
Yeah, I was gonna say the offer for the whole set would be collecting everybody's boons back. Hello, Lich98. Thank you for the follow. So the offer of the set would be for everybody's boons, because she did state that she killed this family of polar bears herself with her bare hands.
The other table just breaks automatically.
Yeah, it
right?
just
shatters.
Not Lucian, Viper just reflexively punches a hole through the Hummer dashboard.
Important. Is this a minor or major?
Minor. These are minor wounds.
Got it.
And so Lucian is trading their minor boon in for the pillow. So she just gives a very serious look and just is like, I would hate to break the family up, but done.
I will take good care of them.
So everybody else has received theirs. She looks to Tracy and she says, retrieve the boy. And Tracy gives another respectful bow at once. And she leaves the office.
Madam Petrova, if I may.
You may continue.
Would you like me to transfer the alchemy into my own body when he's brought before us, or would you prefer I wait?
When you sent this message to her, did you make any indication in that message that they were not to extract the alchemy from him leading up to this point?
Oh, no, they've already done what? No, because they made the deal that Callista would drink the alchemy into herself, and because her body's larger, she'd be able to produce more.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just looking for that clarification.
Yeah.
So there's no reason that he would have been drained at this point.
Correct.
Okay. And so she says, per our arrangement, you were going to be taking on the burden.
Of course. I will endeavor to make you and my sire proud continually.
And that's the first time the other three hear that information. Is there any reaction from you all that Callista is going to be draining a child and taking on their alchemy?
I mean, she's filtering the blood through her, so the child's going to be okay, right?
That's the idea.
That's my understanding.
That's the hope.
I mean, it's better than leaving the child here to die. So, of the two possibilities, I feel like this is the better bet.
Mm-hmm.
Livia's just gonna stand there and grin.
Petrova does say, I'm very curious how you plan to work this transfusion between you and the child.
I imagine he'll be a little tired for a while. My blood is a bit thin. I can't really ghoul him. But it could still help, I think. And there's still VtM in my system.
And that is your prerogative if you wish to spread your tainted blood.
So you're going to turn that little kid into a thin blood.
I hope no. It's a tricky process, but I think I can do it. I was considering spending the other moon we had acquired, maybe to make him a let me see if I want to find the right term for this. To make him a my sound cut for a minute. What's the term for a human who serves?
Oh, that's a retainer.
Retainer. I was going to see if I could spend a boon to make him a retainer.
Why? I have already given you the child.
Oh,
What you do with it now is not my concern.
Of course.
She turns to Lucian and Antonio and says, honestly, these thin bloods, they still haven't grasped how proper kindred society works. She will learn with time, if she is lucky.
I have very wise people to look up to, like yourself.
Antonio just kind of gives like a wry smile and like bows his head slightly. In my understanding, because like Callista's older than he is.
The irony is not lost on her. As she's telling the child the thin blood doesn't know how things work. Is there any other business you have of me today?
No, ma'am. That is all.
Very good. I have more work to attend to tonight. I am not telling you to leave, but my office will become occupied shortly. You are welcome to enjoy the Half Moon House while you are here. Do not cause any disturbances, but otherwise you are welcome.
Of course. Thank you.
It has been a pleasure.
And she nods and gives another respectful raise of her glass, and she says, be well. May the shadows watch over you.
And Antonio will take his leave.
Also with you.
Lucian, you've got your pick of two polar bear cub pillows.
One that's the fluffiest.
The fluffier of the two. Alrighty. So once everybody has filtered out, the camera will kind of pan down to the Hummer where Viper is sitting and stewing, and there's a knock on the passenger window where Viper is sitting, and they see that Tracy is standing there with a small, confused-looking, almost sleepy young. What do we say? He was like 13, a tween standing there, looking sleepy.
He'll put down the window just a tad bit, just so that she can see his eyes, and just look at her like expectantly.
Yes, Mr. And they kind of look at the clipboard. Viper. Your coterie had requested this be delivered. Is it alright if I leave it here with you, or shall I wait for your friends to arrive?
He'll glance at the kid. Then get out of the car and then open the back door.
And Tracy looks to the boy and says, "Go on, get in." And just kind of rubs his eyes, kind of a slow, sluggish walk. Kind of steps into the back seat and then just slumps over in fetal positions to lay down across the seats. Tracy hands you a clipboard and says, "Sign here, please."
Would you sign here for the child, please? Thank you.
Would you sign for this thing?
He'll
Here's your receipt.
I feel like the moment like he opened the back door, he like got back in the car and closed the door again. So then he'll just roll down the window some more and stick his hand out and just look at the paper, read it over, because he double checks these contract things.
Of course, it's a standard transferal of property form, and it is listing what is being transferred to your care as chattel.
Okay, he would speak up for a moment and be like, "I'm not taking care of this kid."
It is not yours to take care of. Your coterie requested it specifically. Callista, I'm just asking for you to sign for it as a member of the VtM.
Okay.
If you do not wish
And
to
then
take
he'd-
responsibility of it, I can wait until they arrive.
Nah, he'd sign it, but then make sure to like leave a little note under the signature that just says Viper is not responsible for anything that happens to this child.
Yep.
Is this
And
still
then-
under warranty?
Hand it back.
Under warranty.
Yeah. And she says, "I can offer you the extended warranty for an additional $200.
I do not have $200,
And she says,
nor do I want another child.
"Nor do I want a replacement child if this one breaks. If this one is defective, can I send it back?" Oh no. I like that I can get the two sides of the travesty on the opposite characters. Lucian's like, "Look what I've got," and Viper's like, "Look what I've got." Reversal.
Oh my.
I just want to point out that in every game, Shay has to adopt something.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what game.
It is my obligation to do so. It has to be done, or we could not play these games.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It is the law.
Listen, we at PartyWipeGame does not
We do not
approve
condone.
of the transfer of children as chattel, but we are playing a monster game, and we are playing bad people, even if it does not reflect the players.
At least you didn't adopt a hobgoblin like my D&D game on Saturday.
Oh, Shay has adopted kobolds.
Kobolds, awakened plants.
Now, what you really need to adopt is a
Wolves.
Kender.
Oh God, no!
No.
In one of my games, we've adopted kobold, frog creature. I forgot the name of Grung.
Yeah, the grungs. Grungs are fun.
We got one of each of the goblins, a changeling. We've just adopted anything we've come across, basically.
Oh, no.
Anywho.
We are technically at the stop point.
Oh,
I would say for fun, I feel like once Tracy leaves, like the kid's just sleeping in the back or whatever he's doing, and Viper just clears his throat and just goes back to writing, but is like very obviously like a little bit tense and just like, I don't know what to do with a child. What do I do with a child? kind of thing.
Like, do you need juice? But
Yeah.
that's where we'll end.
Right.
That's where
He'll
we'll
glance back occasionally and just be like, is he alive still? Like, kind of check his pulse and then just be like, okay.
Still breathing? Okay, we're good.
All right, we're good. This is where we'll wrap up.
I love Viper.
You guys make your way out of the office and back down, heading towards the car. Viper turns to face the front of the vehicle to pretend like they don't see this child, while occasionally glancing back. Next week we'll reconvene and go over the ramifications of everything that has transpired here. So thank you everybody for watching. Glad we were able to get through a lot of action, a lot of comedy, a lot of serious.
I got to bash a guy's head in.
Yeah. We got to murder people. We got to save people. It was all very fun and vampire-y.
We did it.
So you guys can go ahead and take 5 experience, because this was a pretty significant episode of getting a lot of shit done. A lot of shit done. Yeah, you did catch the ending, but it's okay, Zanis. Thank you for being around. The next time we will be online is possibly Thursday? ? Because outro again, and outro is the person who determines if we're playing, because it was their scene that was what we cliffhangered on.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we can't move forward with them missing. So we aren't really sure if we'll be on next Thursday.
Have a flashback episode.
Yeah. If we're not on Thursday, we'll probably figure something out at this point, because it's been 3 weeks for us there too. Yeah,
It's been a while.
There was
In
a
fact,
lot of.
I think we played the vampire
The same
before
week.
last time we played
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Yeah,
It's been a long time.
Because quarantine was what messed it up initially, and then outro, and then Kelsa Dogs, and now outro again. But it's fine. We'll get to it eventually, and then figure out another game to play when that
Eventually,
one wraps up.
we'll be space pirates again.
Yeah. So Thursdays, 8:30 Eastern is when we are. Or 8:30 Eastern is normally when we're playing if we're on. If we're not on Thursday, we will definitely be on Saturday for playing Descent into Avernus. I'm running that game again. Shay will be there. Kay will be there. These other three lovely people, unfortunately, are not there. Thursday, Reese will be there. Antonio over here. Oop.
I will certainly.
I'm mousing
there.
over it, and nobody. I'm mousing over it, and nobody can
there.
see my mousing over. It's like this guy, and it's doing a thing for Ark, and it's like, no, not him. But we'll be back
Nobody
Thursday.
cares about Ark.
Thursday, Sunday, Tuesdays, and Saturdays. Yeah, that's the word. I was trying. My brain is all discombobulated. That's how my weeks work. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday are what we're playing right now, and then I play on other channels. Cadence also plays on another channel. You can find us over on Weave the Tale. Mine specifically are Mondays and Fridays. Cadence, when is yours? Is it tomorrow?
Mine is on. I did write it down. Thursday.
Yours is on Thursday. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to juggle that time between us and theirs on Thursday. But theirs is a pretty fun game too. I've enjoyed what I peeked in on. Rambling aside, that's everything. Y'all have a great night. Thank you all for stopping by. Yeah, good old Twitter. It hates algorithms, even though it says it shouldn't. Have a great night, and